those who are here on his behalf.
Tazama Sound Kaditoko upate ufahamu.
Critiquing is important because it helps us, stay straight on the path. And his abduction
Merry
people
Christmas.
is totally wrong. And killing people is totally wrong. I would like to volunteer. I would like to volunteer in any way, form or form. I'm just thinking, for example, why should we have embassies, Kenyan embassies around the world supporting a regime that we do not respect? And I'll close with that. You can write my name and contact me. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. I'm so grateful, honestly. Until now, I feel like we've made progress, because what I had been observing on spaces was that people go to the spaces but leave the spaces after venting. Now we're doing it differently, and I really appreciate that. So we're going to build a kind of, circles where some people go perhaps to Ngong Road, others go to, Kilimani Police Station, others go to Kikuyu, etc., depending on where someone is located. And then, of course, we have the protesters, so that in a way that when you go for protests, you don't go alone. People kind of form these circles. That is the way we've always done it in Germany. And once you form the circles, people agree, we meet. So if somebody doesn't show up, it's like, you've let the other guys down. So thank you very much for your commitment. That is the spirit we want to continue with. And if ladies are also committing themselves to volunteer or volunteering in whatever manner, I'm grateful the men are also participating in this action. I appreciate all of you. Book 10, do you have a voice, Book 10? Oh, QT is busy. Book 10 is not speaking. I don't know what to do. Okay. Doc, can you hear me again? Can you hear me? Okay, you can't hear me. Engineer, your hand has been up for a while. Thank you for your patience. Please kindly grab the microphone. Engineer? Engineer David, hi. Hi, unmute yourself.
Hello. Hi guys. Thank you guys for waiting. Was also quite held up by another thing, but I'm now free now to speak. I've had a KOT looking for Mr. Mutete and the fellow from Kiambu County, and I also advise that those another team that if we can get another team from Kajiado County. Actually, I know how sometimes they switch people. If you are from Kiambu County, you might be switched to Kajiado County, and if you are from Kajiado County, they switch you to Kiambu County. So also those who are at Kiambu, those who are in Kajiado County can also counter check those police stations in Kajiado County, and sometimes they might even go past Kajiado. They can even end up being held at Nakuru County. So also those who are in Nakuru County, they can also present us as Kenyans. Secondly, guys, I know DCIO, they are here. This time I call Sang and Mohammed. I mean, I know these guys are here, and they are just recording the statement that somebody is writing about the head of state, who has now turned out to be a normal goal. We call it. He doesn't want to listen to whatever the citizens of Kenyans are telling him, but is now ruling on now an extra force that should not be used anymore to rule. But I can say this country where we are heading as a country, we are heading at a very dangerous zone that I don't think can help us prosper anymore as youths. And sometimes, if you want to do, if you want me to tell you the truth about this, just look at the number of people who have been abducted so far. On the last 24 hours, you just saw a 20 years old. They were abducted just for taking a straight and a self-explanatory message to the head of state, telling him dear sir, you are doing this, which is very wrong. Kindly listen to us as the poor people of Kenya. But it seems this message did not get well to the ears of our sitting president, Mr. William Samuel Ruto. So please, if anyone is here recording me as a DCIO, I don't get scared. I just tell the truth. The same speed you are using to catch and abduct Kenyans, I want you to use the same speed. Use it also to give us those who are abducted. Please present them at a court of law, because we know very well, if you are abducted, you are supposed to be charged in a court of law. If in any case you have gone beyond the murders, beyond the law, you're supposed to be charged in a court of law. And we can't accept any more murders as a nation. And as the people of this nation, and as a citizen of this nation, I don't support somebody who is abducting a 20 years old kid and taking them to unknown places. Don't you think even you are the one abducting that person? Where is your daughter? Where is your son? Suppose this common wananchi, they also go beyond your daughters and sons. How will you feel? How do you feel as a parent when you are going to abduct a 20 years old boy or a kid? Then in the last 2 hours, I saw DCIO, I saw your page. You posted somebody by the name of Naomi. You are now claiming that Naomi is not her real name, that her name is somebody Adiambo. But let me tell you the truth. Whether you are playing with the Kenyans' minds or whether we are not playing with the Kenyans' minds, I don't want to listen to any more shits. Whatever you are doing to Kenyans is no more, and we can't argue with you anymore. You are putting the life of this nation at a very risky scenario, whereby the members of the public are very angry. The big fish and the dynasties are enjoying in their houses during this festive season, whereas we are creating another class for these poor people. They are crying in the streets, and some of them they are also just, I can say, they are stressed. They're extra stressed, not even stressed, extra stressed, because of how you guys are handling the members of the public. I know very well. And this one, let me just tell you the truth. DCIO and Mr. Min and Mr. Michael Sang. I know, Mr. Michael Sang, you are the head of a criminal at DCIO. Please release those who have been abducted from various locations. Produce them in a court of law, and the citizens of Kenyans, if we don't see any response in the next 24 hours, then we woke up in the streets. We'll burn the streets so that you know how we are really feeling. We are really feeling where we feel like I can just say if somebody can just place. Let me use let me use the right term. If somebody could allow me to speak to speak a message to Mr. William Samoei Ruto, then I will say the following: that the ground is really murmuring. Your administration is extra rotten. The people who voted for you, you are now turned your back. You don't want to listen to them. Then where are we heading as a nation? It's like you are riding a vehicle without brakes. So please, Mr. Ruto and your regime, the people of Kenya have rejected you, and they have really rejected you in full numbers. I only have those to say, and thank you guys for hosting this space. Let the space continue, and let it continue. We inject, and inject. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer David Otunga. Did I get you right? That you volunteer also to participate in any action, one of two actions? Because I need one team, and I need from amongst those who are protesting, I need some people to do a favor for themselves, actually. So did I get you right? Engineer David, I can't speak too loudly. I'm losing my voice. I hope Book 10 is going to take over. I hope so. Okay.
Kenyan lady. Hello. No, Kenyan lady.
I'm trying to speak as little as possible and therefore responding with emojis.
Yeah, Kenyan lady. I was sorry. I was on another call. I received a call just after winding up my speech. So I think, on my opinion, I'll support you guys by walking in station. Right now, I'm in Rwaka, and I'm sorry to say this. And from Kiara police station, I was there 1 hour ago. I went to search for these missing Kenyans also, just as the way Mr. Coyote is also doing in other side of Kiambu. Besides, it's so unfortunate that we are also, both of us, we are in Kiambu County, and I've tried looking for them in Kiara, but I could not say anything. I could not see their faces. But I was talking to the cell, and I tried looking for the three. I could not find any of them. But just like the way I've told you guys, let's also have some representative from Kajiado County. That's where they always take people from Kiambu. If you are traveling from Kiambu, they take you to Kajiado County. If you take you from Kajiado County, they should take you to Nakuru County. They can't go beyond those three counties: Nairobi, Kiambu, and Nairobi, Kiambu, Kajiado, and Nakuru. Those four counties. Let's try searching for those people within these four counties, and we will automatically come to find them. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry for keeping everyone waiting. I've taken down your name, Engineer. Okay. Did you say you're in which county are you once again? Apologies for missing that.
I said I'm in Kiambu County.
Okay. All right.
Kuna mtu anaongea?
Hello, hello.
No, no one is actually speaking. Can I just go ahead? Because ni kama group ni space imenyamaza.
Yes, please. Go ahead, please.
Co-host na host, do I have a go ahead ya kuendelea? Because I've been muted, so I want to know.
Yes,
I think you
Devon.
can go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
Buktan, unasemaje?
Devon, tuambie.
Yeah, so I wanted to say this, not like msichukulia kwa ubaya, not that I'm trying to bring down the conversation or to, to whatever, but I really feel like this is not the very first time that something like this is happening in Kenya. Actually, Uhuru Kenyatta was so huge on abductions. I think Uhuru Kenyatta alikuwa ana abduct watu as much as Ruto is. Na this is not some new thing. Ati sasa tumeanza juzi kukuwa na some abduction problems. And I'm hoping everybody understands Swahili because I'm going to try and shift from English to Kiswahili and I hope I'm audible enough. So nasema hii ni issue tumekuwa nayo for a very long time. Na I think if you're doing something and it keeps recurring and repeating, it means that the solutions that you're coming up with are not really working. And ukiangalia to the way we deal with issues as Kenyans, I think this is not the first time we have had a maandamanos. This is not the first time we do our things, but we keep circling back. It is almost like we're in a roller coaster. We feel like we're winning and then we are not. It's almost like, it's a give and take. They give us something very small, we get excited, then we lose it all again. So we really need to sit down and ask ourselves, where are we going wrong? Because this is not the first time we are having spaces on bad leadership. I think even before 2022, when we were approaching elections, we had this type of space and we were like very angry with, serikali and all that, with the corona crap and all that, mamona Kemsa, we were very angry. And we had these spaces and tulipiga kelele mingi sana. So this is not the first time. But this keeps repeating. So why? I feel we need to change a lot of things. I think most of us, we still think that we have something called opposition. Hakuna. Kenya has no opposition. Kenya has no consequences. In a country where there is no consequence, then there is no law. So the first thing I think citizens of our work on is to introduce consequences on actions, and we really don't have that. Tutapiga kelele leo, tupiga kelele kesho, tupiga kelele. And at the end of the day, kutakuja elections, and you know what will happen in elections time. Like we all know what happens during elections, so let us not even beat around the bush. Kitu nasema ni hivi, we first of all must introduce consequences. Wewe police station yako ime-aid abduction. We know very well that this abduction has happened in, let's say, Kasarani. Where we not atupeleke OCS or consequence. There is no abduction that is going to happen in Kasarani if the OCS or OCPD, whatever they call that, those niggas, don't know. Lazima wajue whether they're denying, whether they must be informed. Because obviously wananchi watapiga masimu, watareport nini. So they are always on the know. Atuwapelekea the consequence. Sisi huenda kwa kuangalia kama kuna mtoto amepotea ako hapo. Of which they know very well. Yuko. I'm not going to even register him. Maybe ako hapo. You think that you're going to look for him alafu atakupeleka penye yako. Sasa uangalie kwa sela ama uangalie kwa OB. You think they're going to write him down on the OB? This is someone who's been abducted, not arrested. Sasa unafikiria OB ni watu wamekuwa arrested. I'm not bringing it down, but ninyi mnatembea kwa police stations ni sawa. But I want to promise you the chances that you'll find those people is close to zero. I promise you that. Because these are abducted people, certain watu wamekuwa arrested. And actually when you're doing this activism, tafadhali tufanye activism tuache ufala. Let us not confuse insults na matusi na activism tafadhali, because I think we get too excited and then we lose the plot. The government doesn't take us seriously because tunatusiana badala tufanye activism. And when something is turning political, let us turn political. Now being political doesn't mean that sasa tutafute sijui leader ama nini. This thing of finding a leader is siko baya, but I really think it's dumb. We have never had a good leader in Kenya, starting from Raila Odinga, going to Kalonzo Musyoka, we don't have leaders, ni sisi tu. So first of all, lazima tukuwe na consequence. I have a suggestion. Mimi niko na suggestion tu yangu. I think these spaces really work well. They really, really do work well. Why don't we invite these people to these spaces? Kama mnajua vizuri, this guy is in charge of, let's say, security. Unataka kuniambia tukianzisha hashtag tuite minister of security or internal whatever kwa space and we make it trend to 1 million impressions? Kuje space atuambie. That's why I'm saying with Ruto. Akikata tujue huyu kata ku. We tried and he refused. Let them come here, listen to us firsthand. Tuwaite, tukimalizana na huyu tunaita huyu, tukimalizana na huyu tunaita huyu. I know it's far-fetched, but trust me, think about it. Me, I'm not even saying that you only lazima sijui. No. I'm just saying, let's try and see how it will work. Munaita fulani, mnamleta huyu amekuja hapa, akuwe answerable. We don't want media statements. We want them to come here and face us. Wafuate hiyo hostility hapa. Hakuna hostility kwa media. Hostility kwa hapa. We don't even have bills. Hata kuna mtu ameenda. Okay, I can do that, or whichever person can do that. Me, I'm not interested in politics that much, so I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying, mbona kama if we want to claim that, okay, we want revolution, we want change. Mbona hakuna someone is truly coming out as bills of what we want as Kenyans, what we really want, because bills in India Parliament, they're political bills, and the Constitution actually has given us whatever you want to call it, tumepatiwa chance kama wa Kenya ya kutable our own bills. Mbona tusikae chini? Hawa watu wanasema wanatupigania, these pseudo activists. Take whatever our complaints are, make our bills, push it to parliament, tuende parliament tukakeshe pale kwa gate. I don't really think most of us can refuse to do that. Tukipeleka bills sisi wenyewe tuseme tunapeleka bill yetu on Tuesday, ama wananchi bill, tuende sisi wote tupeleke bill pale, tuone ni MP gani atavotia bill yetu, tukae tukijua this MP voted no, this MP voted yes. Na ikipita iende kwa State House, tuone kama haitasainiwa na William Ruto, tujue ni William Ruto alikataa kusaini bill yetu. Because at this point we're just talking. Hatuja introduce any consequences. When we now know that it is this MP who rejected our bill, it is this MP who rejected William Wananchi, then we know who we are dealing with. If it is William Ruto who has rejected our bill, then we know it is huyu amekataa, it is William Ruto. But sisemi niko baya. But umeona hizi spaces hazijaanza sahi. We've been doing these spaces like for the longest time. Tukipiga tu hivi kelele, tuna make noise, nothing happens. So I really think we should introduce consequences. Because kuna these judges that we really need to hear from them. Because I think judiciary ya Kenya imekuwa an arm of aiding and abetting. I keep calling them enablers. Because I really feel like if you can be sentenced by a Kenyan court to 74 years in prison, and then you come back even without spending 2 years, unakuja unakuwa member of parliament, that is a big joke. It is cheating on our constitution. It is cheating on the arms of government. Because how the fuck does that happen? Wewe unafaa kukuwa jela for 74 years. Now you're being given mics and being given money to distribute to Kenyans that you stole from and were jailed for 74 years. Why have we never felt like we really need to question this judiciary? Why? And most of us, we really feel like, I think Kisonko, if you are listening to me, I think you are part of the Inject team and all. Mi naenda kuambia, mi think ni activists mko na mchezo. Na siko ubaya. Me really feel like activists wako na mchezo. Wanapigana huku kwa timeline. It's almost like they're the enemies instead of enemy being Kasongo, enemy being William Ruto. Mnapigana. And then you're asking us to unite. How are we going to unite if you yourself, you're calling each other names up at TL? And it is that time I think these activists should be deplatformed, because hawa watu wanataka kupigana watu kanane. Gaido is here insulting who? Cyprian is here insulting I don't know who. Diana is insulting I don't know who. Hanifa is insulting I don't know who. And then you're asking us to unite. Kama nyinyi mko kwa forefront and you're fighting each other, how do you want other Kenyans to unite with you? Nyinyi mnatakaje? People are going to pick sides. It is nature. Kuna wale watafollow Keoti Sonko, kuna wale watafollow this other nigga, this inject nigga, kuna wale watafollow Hanifa, kuna wale watafollow nani, and that is how division comes about. And there's a reason why when Mau Mau was fighting for Kenya, there's a reason why wale watu walikuwa na division walikuwa wanachapwa viboko na wanafukuzwa warudi wapike na wanawake. I'm not being a misogynist, I'm just saying walikuwa wanapigwa na wanaambiwa waende wapike. Because they don't belong to war. Wana belong to gossip clubs. So these activists, it's high time they choose if they want to belong to gossip clubs and fight clubs, or they want to fight for Kenya. It's either they fight themselves or they fight with us. You get it? We understand some of you are being paid by Kinawanjigi, some of you are being paid by Sujuki Nanani. We get it. People must eat. But tafadhali, you're compromising the movement. Because imekujika kwa ni joke. Nowadays, people don't even take us seriously. They think we are anarchists. Some of you are even conning politicians. You remember this Nani politician who was in Costo, this Costo woman who was being conned. Sasa mnaanza kuharibia jina yetu ya activism. Wanasema Gen Z are bad people. I know I'm ranting, but I'm just wacha nifungue roho. I'm just saying why this revolution is not really working, and that is the truth. Tuko bado ile what do I call it? Bado tumekwama on 25th. Tumekwama on what happened on 25th that tulifika parliament. We have not really moved from that. Bado tuko na hiyo, oh my goodness, nimesahau jina, why is this vocabulary escaping me? You get it? Tuko bado hapo. Hatuja move away. 25th iliisha. 25th iliisha tafadhali. If there is to be any other 25th, ni tuanze upya, tufungue page mpya, tuanze upya tafadhali. Let us imagine like it never happened, because we are not reaping any fruits from it. If there are fruits that we think we were reaped, it's William Ruto who harvested from our revolution, my friend, because he changed his cabinet, he shifted political alliances, he benefited the most from that revolution. We benefited nothing. You get it? Because it's not like we are not being deducted pesa zetu kwa pay slips by this stupid government. Pesa za pay slips zinaenda. That's what we were fighting when we were fighting finance bill. Na tunadidactiwa housing fund out here. Tunadidactiwa hizo nonsense zote. So what were we fighting for? It means hakuna truly harvest. Hakuna. Tuache kudanganyana. Let us go back to the
Can you hear me at all? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I really can get you nakusikia vizuri, so
okay,
I don't know if you can get
I want to, this is exactly why I decided to host spaces. This is not a space to demotivate, but motivational. And please, let us try to give credit where it's due. We cannot, you're the one who's bringing up June 25th too much. I don't want to relieve June 25th. You're saying we're doing the same things, but you're the same person speaking on the same spaces you're complaining about. Dude, please. Now, this is something very different from what has been done before. As you can see, up to now, there are people who volunteered saying, okay, I'm going to go to the police station. I'm not forcing anyone, because KOT Sonko said they're going to the police stations. So I'm like, we might need a few more people just.
I think I've lost you.
Already have volunteers, people I'm going to talk to. So don't say this is the same thing and then complaining about the same thing. Really, it's people like that who put us behind. Who will motivate people on spaces but not participate. I want to know from you, what do you volunteer to do? Are you volunteering as a protester? Please, kindly tell me, and then I'd like to go to the next speaker. But I appreciate your presence, Devon.
So Kenyan lady, this is exactly what I was saying. Unajua, if you're having any revolution, you must sit down and restructure. You must sit down and look at what you're doing wrong. I know I'm ranting, and I said I know I'm ranting, and I'm nilisema hivyo kitambo. I gave a disclaimer. I don't know if you had me giving a disclaimer, nilishasema. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm really sorry if you feel like you're being demoralized by what I'm saying, but I'm just saying that we must really, really dissect this movement and look at what we're doing wrong and changing it. That is all I'm saying. So kama umechukulia kobaya man, this Jewy, but all I'm saying is that tujiangalie man. Mimi nasema tu tujiangalie na watu wajichunge. You guys should arm yourselves man. Be serikali ita protect anybody. Inawaambiaga hivyo, serikali ita protect anybody. Haita protect anybody. Swear to you, no police officer is going to protect you.
Please, you're getting me wrong again. I'm trying to understand from you what you feel it has been done on this space that has been done on other spaces. Because the person who's ranting right now the most is actually you. The exact thing you're complaining about.
I know that. I think I've said I'm ranting. I know I'm ranting, Kenyan. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying there's something being done wrong in this space. I don't know if you're getting my point. I'm saying that we must look at the movement and see what we are doing wrong as a movement, not what this space is doing wrong. I don't know if you get the point. Well, I think the space is actually amazing because watu wanakuja na volunteer. It's amazing. You get it. I'm just saying that even as a movement, this revolution, let us now look at ourselves. You get it. Tuone ni nini tunafanya mbaya, ni nini tunaweza improve. That is all that I'm saying. So I'm not like calling the space out and saying that the space is doing bad things.
But I'm saying, sign up for the last time. I'm saying, I'm doing everything. Is people go, they set an ultimatum, they say, in 2 weeks, Tuesday, Thursday, we're coming. And I'm not doing that. I'm asking for volunteers for a special reason. Okay? There is a reason why I'm asking for volunteers. You're saying we should do this. Do you want to sit down 54 million people and then we discuss how we do things? Or, I'm already
it's okay. It's okay. You can
We're already doing that. We've moved beyond the point where you're saying we need to restructure and look at what we're doing wrong. That is why I'm actually giving advice where protests have worked in other countries which I've organized. So please, I don't want this demoralization. I just want to get all these abductees out of wherever they are. Thank you. But I appreciate you've ranted enough. Give someone else a chance.
This is no problem.
Kindly. Do you mind? I'm not offended. I'm not offended. I get your point. I do. Okay, let's get to someone else. Thank you, Devon, very much. It's a powerful sensation all the same. Okay, let me go to this Ronyo who's been waiting for long, and then we'll go to a lady, this lady Nomad Girl. Hi. In that order, Ronyo.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ken. Thank you so much. I appreciate and it's because I was listening carefully to what Diva was saying, and I kind of disagree with so many things he's saying because you people have when KOT or Bookten they disagree on something is allowed, so you can't just say we have to they should stop being activists, to have bills sent them to the parliament. Which parliament are you talking about? The parliament that signs everything that Ruto tells them to sign. DCI, all these people, they are in the pocket of Ruto. Ruto came on this space. What did he change? still the finance bill went, still is being passed through the back door. He came and still people are being abducted today. Before he became the president, he said the abduction will never happen. People will never be abducted. People will never be thrown to River Yala. It's the same thing is happening. So the main problem that Kenyans have is the president himself. So you don't say you prepare bills, send them to parliament. Which parliament? They will do the biddings of the president. They will do the biddings of Ruto. Whatever Ruto says, that's what they will do. You heard Boss Shole saying, "I am your loyal servant. When you tell me remove Kashago, I remove." So even if you said whichever bills, if it is not aligning with what Ruto wants, it will never happen. So the country will never go on as long as it is not what Ruto wants. So there's no way you can advocate that now with the people that we have had 2 years where if these people who are listening, they will be listening. If these people are people who are paying attention, they are people who are full of pride. They are full of pride. You heard Ichungwa saying, you guys are telling us you're going to take us home. I know Josephine, you're disagreeing is okay. You heard Ishungwa saying that you're telling us you take us home, that we always go home. So you have such people who are full of pride, who cannot listen to Kenyans. When Kenyans are saying this, we have a government in place and we have people who are missing for 2 days. For 24 hours, people have been missing, and we have a government in place. And they're the same people you are saying we have to listen. So that is you're conflicting yourself, or whatever you're saying it does not make sense, man. You're saying we should not relieve what happened on June 7th. People died, man. People died. Rex Masai died. So you can't say we should not relieve those moments. About it, they are abducting more people. So when people are talking, do not just take it as it is. It is painful. It's bad. What people want is good governance. People are about to go to the kids are about to go to school, and parents don't know what to do because they don't have even the cash. The university funding model is there. People are being asked more money, and people are dropping out of university. My friend, some of the civil servants were told to get out of the houses because they are being given new houses, the houses that they will never know how they are going to get them. There are people who are about to retire, 10 years to retirement, 5 years to retirement. They are being deducted for housing, which you ask yourself, after they retire, will they be deducted from their benefits? How will they get that house? What will happen to their money that they have already the money that have been deducted for the remaining years before they retire? What happened to that money? We have shift and share which is not working, my brother. you know People are going to hospital, there are no medicine. There are people who are going to there are people who are going for treatment. They always go every weekly. They are paying cash. you know so we have these things that are paining Kenyans, and Kenyans are going through. My sister told me she took his own kid who gets medicine, and the medicine that she used to buy for 50 shillings, she's buying for 300. My friend, this is the pain that people are going through. So when people are talking, and when they're saying they are going through stuff, that people are allowed to do. And whenever somebody says I'm going they are going to check the people who are disappearing in police station. Some are going, we are going to the street. We are not going to fight anybody. We are saying we just need good governance. People are saying they need good governance. So it is not something, it is not a joke, my friend. It is something serious that people should be respected when they are giving their views. So when people are coming out on this space, it's not that they don't have work. They have work to do, but they're coming here because this is where people are being listened. And this space is what made Ruto come to this space. So don't say that this space are not doing anything. Thank you so much.
Ronyo, I don't really know if you're listening to understand what I was saying, or you're just listening because you felt some type of way. Because majority of the things that you've said are
please,
actually the opposite of what I
Yvonne,
was
I
saying.
don't want to be rude, but you really had enough time to speak. I apologize. Okay, I can't shout, so please don't just chime in like that. We had a lady who was actually waiting to speak, and she left. Nancy. So Nancy, if you can hear me, my voice is giving it and losing it. If you can, please request again. And what I agree quite a lot with what Ronja said. You cannot have the very same people who are in charge of abductions have come on spaces to come and, politicize their politics even further. I will not tolerate that. They are not going to be invited. That is guaranteed. I don't want to listen to politicians because they are the very same people who are failing you. While people don't I don't even keep comment, keep your memory comment. Let me say that, keep your memory comment. Constant. It is time we go for that, and Kenyans have to continue actually now more aggressively. And I'm asking for this list for a particular reason, okay? And I say it, I guarantee no one will be caught. No one is going to communicate with the other person. No one is going to know what's going on. Of course, Katie Sanko and Lieutenant know, but nobody else knows what's going on. So please, no, Devon, I disagree. Politicians should not be given any more room to speak on spaces. I appreciate your presence all the same. Okay, let's go to the next speaker. Thank you very much for your wonderful submissions. Kindly bear with my voice. And I just want all these abductees to be freed. I have given an ultimatum, and when you come, don't just run. Ronyo, I would like to hear teas, etc. Because we know very well they're not taken to police stations. If you're a high-profile person like Yoko or Osama, they first take you to other places, or Gaibo, they take you through circles. So you're not going to find them at the police station. I doubt that highly. What I want are volunteers for this revolution. How it's going to happen, and it should happen this week. I'm going to talk to you guys, okay? So I have my strategies, which I personally developed, and Kenyans are going to listen to me because I'm not going to stop. And at the beginning, I was so angry. I was shouting in my Wangari Maathai voice, I will come for you, Mr. Ruto. I will. He has now declared war on me. I will shed blood to smoke out one of my own. I will. And he should believe that. Because, the West never uses or used spies who are people. They're not people who are loud or whatever. They're people who are very quiet. And so that is a threat, and he should see it as such and really take it serious. Okay, I appreciate you guys. Now, let's go to the next speaker. I see a lot of requests. All of you are going to get a chance to speak because we want these abductees, these children must be freed. Their parents are worried. They don't have a Christmas. Yoko was supposed to travel tomorrow to Israel. His parents gave everything. We know parents sell their assets, like I said at the beginning. They sell their assets in order to send their children abroad, and he doesn't come from a small family. So what he's feeling right now is not even fear, but the guilt of having let his family down. I know that is what he's experiencing. Okay, guys, let us keep pushing. Thank you for your patience. Book 10, would you like to pick the next speakers? Book 10? and do a bit more talking than you're doing. Coyote told me he is busy. Oh, all right, book 10, please. And limit also the speakers, like, so that everyone can speak, yeah? All right.
Hello, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity to to say something. I have always been on these spaces, but most of the time I'm listening in. If in our society, and that is why we have had this problem since 1963 when we gained our independence. The problems are the same. The problems we had in 1980 are the same as the ones we had in 2007, as the ones we are having now. These leaders, these politicians have been changing, but the problems are the same. So there is one constant thing. The constant thing is Kenya, is Kenyans. And that is the problem we have. We must look at ourselves in the mirror and see what we are doing wrong as a society. Because they say that you cannot expect a river to have clean water when the source is dirty. And we are the source of our problems. Even today, when you look at this government, this parliament, which is not working, we are complaining that parliament is not working, judiciary is not working, the executive is not working, all the systems are not working. But if you look at parliament today, we have a lot of very new guys who came in after the elections of 2002, 2022, I mean. In 2017, we had a lot of very new guys. But the problems are the same as those that were there in 2002 or 2007. These guys, the moment they reach there, they become like the others. So what is the problem? The problem might not be the politicians. The problem is us, the moral decay in the society. If I get elected today, I might just be as the others. So we must look at what we are doing wrong. In in 2022, we made a mistake because our system is a democracy. We elect our leaders. And some people say that we deserve the leaders that we get. There is a lot of corruption in the police, in the judiciary. In the judiciary right now, by the way, the people who are in jail are only those people who do not have money. But even if you killed someone today and you have money, you will not the same thing with politicians. They excite us with at the church right now. The church is in politics too. When these people when he was campaigning using their platform, he was a darling. He was giving Rigathi Gachagua has left government. He is now campaigning. He is using the same platform, the churches. I was watching TV the other week when he was saying the government has ordered illicit brew to be sold in Mount Kenya alone, and he was using a church platform. I knew as much as he was talking about a legit issue, but he was using a church platform to kind of incite, and the church leaders were there looking at him because he had given them money. Like, you go to church, you buy a platform, they give it to you. A politician goes to church, he buys a platform, they give him a platform. So if the churches are rotten, the judiciary is rotten, the police rotten, doctors rotten. Like, what kind of a society are we? We must look at ourselves in retrospect, because even if today, let me say this, I'm just saying it from my heart. Even if today we removed William Ruto from, I have never supported William Ruto, and never voted for him. But even if today we removed William Ruto, we replace him with another, the following day we will start complaining again. We go back to complaining the following day, because the problem is not these people. The problem is all of us. As long as a Kenyan is somewhere, there is something wrong. You put a Kenyan in a company somewhere run by government, they bring it down. You put a Kenyan in Mumia's Sugar, they bring it down. You put a Kenyan in Nzoya Sugar, they bring it down. You put a Kenyan in anywhere, they bring it down with corruption, incompetence, and all that. So we cannot complain and just accuse the politicians alone, because the politicians are part of us. They are part of our society. We produce them.
Excuse me, or pardon me, Mano.
Yes.
You're saying the Kenyan is the problem, but we should not accuse. The politicians are part of us. You're contradicting yourself, because the Kenyan is going nowhere. The politicians are Kenyans also. Or so we're not going to get rid of Kenyans. Sorry, pardon me, but I just I'm really laughing about that. Just to myself, not in a rude way, but the Kenyan is going nowhere. Just give me what you think are solutions. I'm solution oriented. I just don't want to focus too much on the problem, because the Kenyan as a human being is going nowhere. It's not a point really.
So what I mean is, we need to look at ourselves and take responsibility also for the problems bedeviling our country. We should not just behave like actions come. Let us look for the right people, good people. I know they are there. They are few, but they are there. Let us look for the right leaders. Let us educate our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents on the importance of getting the right leaders in office, so that we get rid of this moral decay in the society. Once we do that, things will run properly. If you are in a police station and I come, I have a problem, the first thing you see is you see me as a source of influence. You go to hospital, unapata mtu, you are sick, anaanza let us do the right thing. Once we start mending our moral issues, we mend the whole society. Because this I come from Bungoma. I am in Bungoma right now. By the way, I have what I am saying is what I feel is the problem of our country. Even if we but let us start with ourselves first. Correct ourselves.
Whatever you're saying is, for me, understandable. However, just very briefly, whenever I travel, I just at the airport I hear Kenyans. You don't even know they're Kenyan, but you will hear them say, "Let us sit here first and strategize." Okay, so I know they're Kenyan. We have this thing of let us sit and plan. I was at the airport just last week, and Kenyans from a distance. They're not the only ones I've had, in English. No, the plane is leaving, but let's sit here and strategize. And that is what I'm hearing from you. This attitude of let's sit here and wait is not going to free anyone. We need action now. What is the solution right now? What is the solution? Okay, let's move on to the next speaker after you make your point.
Kenyan lady, just the last,
Please, ma'am.
the last thing.
Just land.
I started with the solution. The solution is mending our moral fabric of the society. And it is very easy. Start with ourselves. I start with myself. I look at myself. Another person looks at themselves. And then we correct that thing. That's my solution. Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
I appreciate your presence. That's a long-term solution, of course. it is going to be put into action. But I'm also a very impatient person, so I always want things done like immediately. And we can do that. We have 54 million people. What is it? What are we waiting for? Nomad Gal was here before. I apologize. I know Justin wants to chime in. Nomad Gal was here, and so many other people. Ezra has been here. Nomad Gal, please grab the mic because she dropped, and I don't want her to drop due to technical issues. Thank you very much for your patience, all of you.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening, the Kenyan lady. I hope you can all hear me. And thank you for hosting this space. Honestly speaking, I think we really needed. Personally, I needed this space. Am I audible enough? Hello.
I'm just trying to take a break while all of you are speaking. I'm trying to take a break from speaking, therefore reacting with emojis. So I need that break. Just keep talking if I react with an emoji. I can hear you now. Thank you for joining.
All right, thank you. Honestly speaking, I don't know really what's going on in our space today because the people that are coming and just talking, we have our comrades whom we cannot find where they are, abducted. I think that's where we need to steer our anchor. I think that's where we need to push our agenda. I think that's where we need to direct all our energies. And the speakers that came before, Manu, I appreciate you. I really appreciate and I respect your opinion, but and who else? There's the voice something, you know. I think we are just not on this space to talk. We do not just come to the spaces to rant. We come to these spaces because we are going through something and we need a solution to that something. Right now, I don't think we're looking at elections. Why are we giving Ruto a whole ultimatum? Why are you giving Ruto a whole time to go until 2027? This is someone who is abducting us, abducting the youth, killing the youth, allowing the military to come to the streets to deal with the 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 27-year-olds. I mean, why are you even so comfortable to allow someone to go up until 2027? Why are we even talking about that? I am so mad. I am so I'm so emotional right now. I'm so mad. And I don't know how we can even have Kenyans. I hope they are youth. I really hope they are youths who are on this space and still talking about we wait until the election times. We come to the space to rant and we don't have solutions. Yes, we have solutions. These are the spaces we come and talk our hearts out. We don't come to rant. We actually come to talk our hearts out. We come to look the people that we can understand in terms of language. If I'm speaking about the language of revolution, I am looking for someone else who understands my language. And I personally think that we do not need to give time to anyone who is not talking about going to the streets tomorrow. If you're not going to the streets tomorrow, if you're not up to, let's go to the streets, let's fight for our comrades, let's look for solutions, let's occupy Safaricom, let's occupy the police stations, let's occupy the streets, let's occupy. If you're not up for that, then you don't belong here. Sorry to say that. It's not my space, but I just think that this is the ultimate time that this government is actually pushing us to the wall, and we need to be that. We need to hit the wall. And now that we have hit the wall, personally, I think I've hit the wall, and I don't have anywhere else to go. When Bernard was abducted, I felt so bad, and now Kibet Bull, it's so personal. It feels so bad because there was a time those who of us that have interacted. I simply walked to a police station and I was asking. One of our comrades was abducted, and I went to the police station to ask, hey, did you see this and this and this? And guess what? I got arrested and I slept there. And I paid a lot of money in the morning because guess what? They said, Nyinyi Gen Z. Okay. Kenyan lady, I hope you understand Swahili. Nyinyi Gen Z ndo mnasumbua serikali. Like you Gen Zs are the one who are disturbing the government. And I got arrested for doing nothing. Simply for appearing at the police station. You know? And now that we need volunteers to appear at the police station, I'm not scared. If they want to arrest me again, I'm good to go. If they want to abduct us, it's okay. Let them abduct all of us. That is the spirit. That is the way to go. Us coming and talking about elections, why are we giving Ruto the time to go up until 2027? For what? Why? We cannot find Kibet. We cannot find Bernard. We cannot find Billy. Where are they? And then you are here comfortably talking about elections. Excuse us. You're here talking about us ranting on the spaces, talking about politicians who does not listen to. Right now, the whole thing that we need to do is to find our comrades. I think that is what we need to do first. Then everything else can follow. For me, I'm so emotional. I'm sorry, but KOT, we have a group. Please reach out to me. I am very ready. I am in Kajiado County. And I have dogs. If the DCIs are listening to me right now, I am at home and we have a lot of dogs. So our dogs are open right now. You cannot abduct me. I know you can find my location, but you cannot come to my father's place because we have dogs. But once I'm out there, you can find me, but I'm not scared. But otherwise, I am in Kajiado County. Reach out to me tomorrow. We can go to all the police stations if they want to abduct us, if they want to arrest us, it's fine. But tonight I know I am safe. We have dogs. Yeah, thank you.
I could literally clap for you, Nomad Girl. Normally, I would have that voice. It's disappeared and it's really letting me down. I see all of you requesting Nomad Girl. I would like to ask you if you can help me to co-host. I think KOT is tied up somewhere, and I need that energy right now. Um, so KOT, if you can hear me, I know you're held up, and I would like to have Nomad Gal co-hosting the space because I don't have the voice for it. Thank you for your patience. I see all your requests. I see so many thousands of requests, honestly, are in the comments, and everyone is going to get a chance to speak because until each and every one of these abductees is free, I am going to continue. Even if I lose my voice completely, I want all of them to be freed. And I'm not begging Mr. Ruto the way people come and say, please, please release them. It is a demand. Release them. Those are not your children. It's not your property. Those are your employers, for fuck's sake. You know, he is yours. Mr. Ruto is your servant, and he has to be treated as such. But people have given him so much power that he is really intimidating people. Even just the name Mr. Ruto is just, people just get so scared. And I'm like, where did you learn to be so fearful of somebody who's so far away? You give him that power, take it back. We are going to take back that power. We want these abductees freed. I know very well they are not going to do anything to Yoko. How do I know that? Because he's a high profile case. They're holding him incommunicado, of course, so that he cannot fly to Israel. He was supposed to fly to Israel tomorrow, as was said during the press conference also. I mean, it's not something I'm just saying, Charles, why are you putting down your finger? I don't know. Anyway, he was supposed to fly tomorrow, as was said during this press statement released by Honorable Senator Okia Omtata, and he was supposed to go for further studies. So the family has invested quite an amount to send him, and I urge Mr. Ruto to release him. I mean, they're going to release him on the probably, we're going to keep pushing, we're going to keep pushing, and people have to take to the streets. You guys have to go and fight for yourselves. Like, nobody's going to fight for you. But I also need volunteers for something else, because we're not going to back down. We're not backing down. Mr. Ruto is just so accustomed to people obeying him. I don't know in what kind of dictatorial family he grew up, where the father had the last word and nobody was allowed to question at all. You know, he says he does this. He's handling the government as though it's his own household. We know very well he beats his wife, sorry, I'm even calling her Mr. Rachel Ruto because I'm so pissed off. You know, we know that he practices domestic violence. We know he is violent, but Kenyans are not his wives or his children. Where he pulls off the ages of children like Charlene Ruto, that they disappear, these receding ages, he must have plucked them off. He's that aggressive, this motherfucker. I believe he's doing that. I want the abductees freed, and my voice will come back if I have to shout for them. I will fight, and I will blow up everything in his surrounding to get to those kids, because this is not normal behavior. This is a psychopath in power, and he has to step down. Simple. Sorry. I'm just so mad. So, Nomad Gal, please stay on the panel so I can take you when Sonko gives me any sign, because he's busy. I appreciate your presence and your support. I need your voices. And also Justin. Ezra has been raising his hand, but would you give Justin a chance to chime in? And then we go to Ezra. And Book 10, I've sent you a DM. I need a break. Book 10, can you hear?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So please pick the speakers, Book 10, and also limit the time so no one is offended. We go to Justin, who wants to chime in, and then we go to Ezra. And Book 10, please keep the order. Is that okay?
Okay.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Cool.
Thank you, Kenyan lady, once again, and the book. Is it a bookman or who is it? Your co-host? Yeah, I really appreciate what is being shared here, but I want to shed some light because I'm just understanding people are just beating along the bush without direction and knowing what they want and saying that they are going to search. Basically, you need to know that if you, for instance, a person has been abducted in Mombasa, and I have to go and search where that person is, I cannot move to all the police stations looking, hoovering and asking questions. Obviously, I will be arrested. That's because there is the regional headquarters, and anyone who has been arrested or abducted and taken to a police station, the regional commander has all the information. So you don't need to move to police stations. Just move. If you are genuine, you just move direct to the regional commissioner. Tell them I am so and so. Tell the secretary I am here to see the regional commissioner. And once you get there, you tell him your concerns and your matter of concerns. Who are you looking for? And if you have reported, you produce the OBs, and him personally will call in each and every station to get feedback, because anyone who has been arrested immediately or abducted, it has to be reported to him. Why would you move from one station to the other? Why would you go bothering everybody all over? It's like we don't have stretchers. You have to go to the right people. I believe if the people have been abducted in Nairobi, we have the regional commissioner in Nairobi. You don't need to keep on moving in each and every police station. Even people will know that you have direction and they will hijack you. Just move direct to the office of the regional commissioner in Nairobi. Tell him, we are so and so. We are these youth, and we have lost so and so, so and so and so and so. And it has been reported. And we have news from the family. These people are missing. We are here, you tell us, because these people disappeared from Nairobi. Where are they? And we are not leaving your office until you deliver these people to us. It's as simple as that. I've done it so many times. It's not once, not twice. And I just, even until today, my regional commissioner here is my good friend. I don't not need to go there now. I only need to raise a call, and he gives me the information. So it's all upon us. Because remember, these are also our fathers, they are our mothers, they are our uncles, they are our daddies, and they are there in those offices. they also don't like what is happening. But they will only think we are chaotic if you are moving from one police station to another. That shows, one, you don't understand yourself, you don't understand where to get the person, and you are just moving here and there without direction. Can we keep our direction and understand if something does happen, where should I go? Because wherever you are going has also been ordered. Now, once you go to the regional commissioner, you have gone to the authority who is supposed to receive the feedback and give the feedback to the president. So, fellow Kenyans, if we are genuinely looking for the people who have been abducted, let's try to approach in a respectful way the offices of the regional commissioners, and we'll be having the information at the palm of our hands. Because if he is not able to produce, he is still the same person. If people have to kuandamana, they will andamana going to his office as the regional commissioner to give us those people where they are. It's his duty. It's not your duty to follow the police officers. It's your duty to follow the person who commands the police officers to do what they are doing. But if now you decide to be moving from one police station to the other, then you will move till tomorrow and nobody will produce anybody to you. Because the OCSs are already commanded by the OSPD, and the OSPD is commanded by the regional commissioner. So it's very simple. Go direct to the regional commissioner. You have the right as a public servant. He will deliver the information accordingly. That's one take I have to give. The other thing, I want to say something about what Mr. Iwasiti Meme from Busia has just said. He has said we have to be ourselves and check on ourselves and our reputation. Let me tell you one thing, Madam Kenyan lady. We think we are too smart, but we are too hypocritical, such that something is only bad when it's done by the Kenyan lady. But when it's doing it, it's good. It's very easy to tell you Kenyan lady is a thief, but I am the one stealing, waiting for that opportunity also to start stealing. And that's where we are going nowhere. We are trying a lot to actually come up with a solution, but we cannot agree on what we want, because everyone is trying to be an hypocrite, waiting for an opportunity to look for a person who can produce their money easily, and they collect the money from them, pretending they are doing something. Yet, we are the key leaders of the actual thieving and the stealing. And why I'm saying this is because we've seen people steal even people's accounts in the space, and they still pretend they are fighting thieves. How do you fight a thief when you are stealing? How now? Because a thief is a thief regardless of what you are stealing. If I steal a pen, I steal a shilling, I steal a million, we are all thieves. That's our title. So a thief cannot talk about a thief. Let's be genuine. Let's try to change our focus on what we are doing things. Madam Lady Kenya, let me tell you one thing. What we are doing here, you could be having a very good motive, but I can tell you will not go through steps, even with the people who are telling you they are going to volunteer, without them telling you we need money to do something. And what we are doing, actually, when somebody tells you give me money to do something, they are doing nothing. They will only move around to areas even they do not know, and still tell you we have gone to this place and this place, and we need more money, we don't have money. And that's the game people have been playing. If we would be genuine enough and everybody decides to volunteer honestly without expecting anything from anybody, I can tell you we would have removed Ruto as early as yesterday. Because we are all hypocrites trying to pretend I am doing this so that I get a place to earn money from people. These are some of the things. Another thing is that majority of us, we have been hosting spaces and putting our numbers there, yet you post bad things so that people can follow you, think that you are you are doing the right thing, then you have exposed yourself to come and get abducted. Why should you put your number there to ask people to support you by hosting a space? It's simply because the game is still in continuity. I'm trying to manipulate people, and you realize that even these people at a particular point, they are being told that tumekushika kwa sababu you were asking money from people, you were calling money people their money. And now, how do you help such a scenario? Because if somebody decides to us and keeps their number there, they are exposing themselves. And then we are blaming Safaricom. How now? If I host a space and I put my number there, how will I support? If I'm abducted, how am I going to blame Safaricom? How is Safaricom my problem? It's me who has said, here I am, come and pick me, and I get my number, and anybody will call me. And anybody will pretend that they are together with me. Then I will go, they will call me, come for a meeting, we have to plan this. I get there, I'm abducted. Sorry, Quisha. What will we say? Can we be serious for once if we want to do away with the Ruto? But if we continue this monkey tricks game, honestly, we are not going anywhere. We could be having very few people who are very genuine, fighting genuinely, but the majority of us, we are hypocrites looking for money, trying to source for money from the international people who are in the international so that they give us money. Can you depend on your own money? Can you work, let people see you are working, and let them fund you without you asking for the money? Without you manipulating people, let others commend you and they say, so and so is doing 1, 2, 3. And then we can support you willingly, not you pretending to us and lying to us. Unapata mtu, I am in Mombasa. I don't know anything to do with Garissa. Akini, you find me there telling you I am in Garissa trying to do 1, 2, 3. How the hell? Are there no people in Garissa who can do what is supposed to be done in Garissa? Why would I leave Mombasa where I have known and grown to go and do something in Garissa? Let's be honest for once. There are people in every territory, and if you think there are no people who can do that, you can still empower them through the space, and they do what they are supposed to do. Why should you take yourself there and ask for support? Guys, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest with ourselves so that if we have to redeem our country, let's be sincere. Let's stop conmanship. Let's be honest and join hands together and support our country and move forward. I am sorry for whoever thinks that I'm attacking them or I'm saying anything bad about them, but I'm only being genuine because I've seen a lot of hypocrisy in these spaces. People pretend a lot, and I don't like the pretense. Let's be honest and fight the same battle all together. If we cannot fight the same battle all together, let's stop pretending. Why should you pretend? Nobody forces you to do anything. Do what you can do because you want to do it and you are committed to it. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. For those who feel I have offended them, I have to tell you I am sorry, but I had to speak it because I've seen it take place for some time and I've been observing it and decided to keep quiet. But I just felt today, let me open my heart and say it openly. Because it has happened, and I've seen it happen, and the people are really talking about it behind the scenes, not bringing it openly. Thank you so much.
Okay. Jocelyn, you always enlighten each and every space you join. And I can see some comments. Pardon me just a second. I can read some comments or have been reading comments, and some people are saying, drop that woman. No, I will not drop her. I really love this Jocelyn lady because she's very sincere in her and passionate about her cause. You know, she's not someone who pretends. You can really feel the passion and the patriotism whenever she speaks. So I appreciate you, Jocelyn, very much. And kindly just stay with us. Ezra, grab the microphone, and we will give everyone a chance to speak.
Thank you. I'd first want to add my voice to the group of people who are going to the streets tomorrow. I will be there. I'm in Kajiado also, and as early as 7 a.m., I'll be on my way to town for the protest. So I've just realized one thing, and it's really eating us down. And how I wish the kind of energy we are putting to fight each other could be put more on fighting the one common enemy who is really taking this country in the wrong direction. And honestly, I don't want to go personal on anyone, but I could highlight one thing from Josephine. She's talking a lot of good things, and she has a lot of energy, which we need. But I I request that, if possible, let's not fight each other the way we are going head on. We can correct each other in a good way by not calling each other names and labeling each other as fraudsters. And I think this discussion of someone sourcing for money or for anything is a personal choice. If I come here and tell you, please help me, I'm going somewhere, give me the money. If you're willing to give me the money, you give me the money. If you're not willing to give me the money, don't feel bad that other people are giving me the money to do the same thing which all of us are doing. So we can work as a group. Kila mtu anaweza tumia njia yake, but at the end of the day, we can reach one common goal of sending William Ruto home. So, secondly, I don't want us to think about 2027, because between now and 2027 is almost 3 years. 3 years down the line, if we give this guy a chance, I think we'll even be in a position where we'll need 10 more years to bring back our country. The kind of damage which has already taken place in the past 2 years is so tremendous that it doesn't require us to wait until 2027. For example, what's putting us together here today is the abduction of our fellow friends, our fellow comrades, and our fellow family members. We are here because of that, not adding to the other issues of IEBs and whatever. The main thing is our security is compromised. We have a country where someone can walk in, do his thing, and walk out without even the police having a hint. They released a statement saying they haven't abducted anyone. And this raises a question in me. So Al-Shabaab can come from Somalia, they come here, they do their thing and go. So, and these are the guys we're paying. Actually, they have the highest budget to protect Kenyans. Each and every life of a Kenyan is supposed to be protected by the National Police Service. When we complain about insecurity, they tell us it's us who are exposing ourselves to the insecurity. The same kind of narrative Josephine has been pushing here. I can share my number online and do whatever I want to do. If I offend the law, if I do something against the law, I should be summoned, I should be arrested and taken to a court of law. I be charged. I'm not supposed to fear that I'm offending the law and then let me hide. Why am I hiding? If I'm hiding, then it means I've done something which I deserve to be punished. But if I've done something which is part of the freedom of expression as enshrined in our constitution, why should I hide? So the narrative of each and every one of us saying that we are exposing ourselves should stop. We should focus our energies more on how we should express ourselves, and anyone who is coming in between our freedom of expression and what we're supposed to exercise is not to be tolerated. We've agreed if anyone tries to abduct a Kenyan, even in my presence, I'll not allow it. Because kama sikuoni in uniform, you're just one of the criminal gangs who are going to kill one of us. Most importantly, let's not forget, William Ruto is our number one enemy. And I've been around in Nairobi for long. I've seen a group of failed voices who want to dictate each and everyone on what to do, on what to talk, and on what to say, not quoting the Constitution. But I want to give you a challenge. In 20 years' time from now, you will be in a position to regret the decisions you didn't make, or be proud of the choices that you took. It's on you. Don't live in regrets. Come out. Kila mtu atakufa. It's only a matter of when mtu atakufa. I'm not buying any fear that someone is coming to kill me because I'm expressing myself. I'll do this all day. And to each and everyone who is coming out strong, God bless you. God give you the strength. And most importantly, let's meet tomorrow in Nairobi CBD, in the streets. The abductions have to come to an end, and our comrades have to be produced, either dead or alive. This has to be done. We are going to stand on business tomorrow. Thank you for the chance. God bless you.
I'm not quite sure whether Book 10 wanted to say something, but I appreciate you, Ezra, and of course, the submission you made are well noted and are taken to heart. We are here because the abductions are spiraling to extents that are getting out of hand, even for a dictator. Even the most hardened dictators, why not nearly as closed or as brutal as Mr. William Ruto? He's the worst person I think East Africa has had. And we see, or I hear people talking about Idi Amin Dada, of course, as a dictator. But I can tell you the people who turned Idi Amin Dada as a dictator were the white people. And then, of course, he sent away the Indians and they turned him as a dictator. Africans themselves appreciated him even more than they do Seveni. So please, let us be careful. Mr. William Ruto is the worst of the worst kind anyone can encounter. And I can say confidently that some of these abductees, like Denzel, the last face they saw was William Ruto. I am very sure about that he commits some of these matters himself. That's why he looks so exhausted during press briefings. I'm very convinced that he's not only just, demanding people be arrested, but that he is one of the people who's actually killing people. And that is terrible. It's terrible to have somebody in a position of power you cannot rely on. And this cannot continue. That is why we're saying, Kenyans, I urge you, no dictator has ever been defeated in the history of dictatorships. And that is as long as human beings exist, by just mere words and pleading. We have to take to the streets. It is your responsibility because all of us are aging. And the moment your parents cry because they cannot receive medical care or medical interns murdering, killing themselves, committing suicide, and finding out in the autopsy that they haven't had a meal in a few days. It is tragic in a country where Mr. William Ruto is forcing people to vaccinate their animals in order to produce food for the West. Excuse me. How can we be talking about food security and food sovereignty? The roads, the infrastructure is in a dilapidated situation. And then how are these people? We have the food, but it is not being transported. Why should we, if we have an excess, produce for the West and people are starving in Kenya? Why? Because that is what happened during colonial times, that Africans were forced to produce things that would benefit the West, like coffee. You know, we cannot eat coffee. And when I talked on the spaces last year, I said that we have people in Ghana, which is the main producer, 40% of the cocoa comes from Ghana. And there are people there who had never tasted chocolate. What happened just like 1-2 weeks after I said that? That was the first time Wazungu decided, let us go to Ghana and film Africans eating chocolate. That is where Mr. William Ruto wants to take you. That you produce for the West things you cannot eat yourself. And why should we produce according to Western standards? Why? We have been vaccinating our animals since time immemorial. Who is Bill Gates to come and dictate the way things should run in Kenya or Africa or anywhere for that matter? He can go and we will force him into exile like many dictators before him. He will go into exile and he can go and live with Bill Gates. I'm so tired of that fucking idiot, to be honest. I'm just tired. Sorry, I need to vent in between because I just hate this man. I just hate him. Okay, we want our abductees freed. We want these children to celebrate New Year with their families. We have provided an ultimatum that has not been fulfilled, and we are his employers. He is our employee. How dare he come and insult his employers on open spaces and call them stupid, possessed by the demons? This man has to go. He's wasting time. He belongs in Matare. He doesn't belong in State House. And after that, burn that State House down. It is possessed with evil spirits. Then burn it down. It's a colonial structure anyway. We don't need it. Okay. My apologies. I'm just gonna, if you've spoken, just remove you apart from the two ladies, and then I'm going to keep adding all of you. So all of you are going to be added, and I can see a comment here if I may just read it. Everyone, Murima Kogi has rated book 10. Maybe you could read out my points. Mikrot. We need to treat these people like the criminals they are. We need to have physical meetings to strategize and keep the fire of protests burning. Constitutional amendments as a people and focusing on IEBC. Absolutely, I agree, but I disagree with the physical meetings. We can see what is happening. We always have a mold somewhere. So we cannot continue with these physical meetings. If anyone invites a physical meeting, right now, and I'm sure Okir, that was definitely not Okir Omtata's intention. He didn't. I think he's as shocked as everyone else. But I know we cannot continue with the same modus operandi. We have to change. So okay, thank you. Our KOT has dropped, so I'm gonna add you, Nancy, as a co-host. And please be patient with us. We want to listen to everyone, and we have to be on the streets tomorrow. And stop giving up. Like, why are you going home? What are you going home for? Stay on the streets. You can get this man out of power. He's not a demigod. He's not a god. Please. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go to the next speaker. Book 10. Do you know who the next speaker was? Let me add Nomad as a co-host, Nomad girl, because she's got the voice I need right now. Okay. Book 10, can you hear at all? Book 10, I need your voice. Okay, these two men are not helping me much today, but I'm adding you in a while, in a second, Nomad girl, okay? I'm adding you in a second. Let's go to Faith Mwangi. Hi, Faith. How are you doing? Good evening. Faith Mwangi? Hi. Can anyone hear me? Can you give me any sign?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm very sorry.
Okay.
Now, I've been listening to you guys very keenly. And I love the fact that you have a spirit that is a fighting spirit. A few things that I would like to point out. One is that if you have a resolve to fight, do not back down and do not be anybody who is in this team. Let not anybody be given a bribe or sell out whatever the course we are taking. As one of the ladies, tulienda maandamano, and I was hit on the leg by, they aimed at my leg to hit me with a tear gas. Literally, my leg is swollen until now. But it is not, we will not back down on keeping silent. One of the things that this Kasongo is doing, he's making sure that he's silencing the voice of the people. He does not want to hear anybody speak, complain, or do anything. He does not want to be even corrected. So let's all have a resolve. One of the things they're saying when we say let's have a resolve as a team, one, let's work as a teamwork. Let's all resolve to fight Kasongo. And let's not put bitterness ahead, but let's see what do we need to do. One is to make sure that our voice is heard. Let it be heard no matter what. He may abduct some of us, he may even shoot us. How many will he kill? But let us never be cowed down and let us never be silenced. That is number one. Number two, if anybody is a traitor among us, that they should be put out. They should literally be put out. Because we cannot be fighting a cause and one of us is selling out. Like what I saw someone do, you are fighting a cause for the people, but then you're bought and you go out of the struggle. You make the people look funny. Just because you've been given some few coins, now you think that you can sell out. There, we should be a people with no price tag on our heads if we want this thing to be serious. I have been telling people the example, giving the people the example of Burkina Faso. When we look at Burkina Faso, these people even were given money that was a lot of money, but they never sold their country or sold the person they believed in. So if we are a people like that, one, we have a resolution. We know where we are going. We want Kasongo out, and we know who we want in. So that now, when we are fighting this cause, when we give our voice, no one can silence us. Let us, as Gen Zs, I can tell you, I'm an older person, but we are fighting this cause. One of the disappointing factors I'm seeing is people, if they identify it is you now who is going out, they will bribe you and you conform. Once they realize that there's a price tag to the cause, they will never take us serious. But let us be people who are pressing forward, going and looking at the goal that we have. Number three, let us know we want Kasongo out. Who do we want in? What is the way forward? So that now, when we as the people that we are having, as the Gen Zs that you are, and the millennials that are joining you, if we remove Kasongo, do we leave this country to go to anarchy, which is even worse? So what we need to know is, as a team, who do we want? Now Kasongo is out, we have to bring someone in. Do we have an agreement on that? So let us look at all these things. But when we talk about the abductees, I'm very passionate that we should find them. Because I'm telling you, I'm eating Christmas with a swollen leg that my family has to keep on massaging. I've got to keep on going to the hospital because they shot on my foot. They literally aimed at my leg. If that tear gas got me well, and it is all because we were talking about ending femicide. It was a very wrong thing. I've never seen anything more stupid in my life. So now, as I would advise us, if we look at our course, tusiongee tu kwa space ati "Oh, kesho tutafanya. What is our resolution? Tomorrow tunataka kwenda prison. Wacha tuende. If you have to walk, walk. Let's not take advantage of each other. Let us walk to where we are going. Let us be there. Let us agree on time. Let us be there on time. Let us look for the people we are looking for. Otherwise, we will be taken for granted. If we have people in other countries that are supporting the cause, let them also do that within their cause. Wachukue picha na make sure zina trend so that now these people can know that this thing is a very serious thing. And these people cannot be controlled, neither can they be swayed. We can only conform to what they say. And I think that would be my short advice. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. My wonderful lady here, Faith, for your wonderful submission. I listened attentively and I honestly just apologize for your predicaments. Or, they're injuring people, maiming people, and not providing any solutions for medication or whatever. When he attended the space in June, I asked him what he's going to do about those who have been killed, and he said, Mr. Ruto said he was going to provide assistance that the families would be catered to. Some of these young men who are murdered were the sole breadwinners of their families and still going to university. Then he introduced the health loan, which is really not assisting anyone in any way by this categorization. Really, it's just complicating lives. And then the abductions, when they're abducted, then forced to pay a bond, or held at ransom. Really, what kind of a regime is that? Where the police, without any trial, just decide this person must be murdered. And they cannot just say, they cannot exempt themselves from fault because they are there to protect. So we cannot say, no, it's a different squad. Yes, it might be a different squad, but it is their duty to get this squad. So we will not exempt them. Nancy, I have sent you the request to co-host Nomad Gal, not Nancy. I apologize. I sent it a couple of times. But to respond to you, this is a history lesson in 2 minutes. You mentioned, what are we going to do after Kasungo leaves? That is not our problem. We want him gone. I'm going to give you some 3 examples or so, which I have offhand. In South Korea, 1980, there was a period without a president that lasted for about a week until somebody called Chun Do-wan, he assumed power. So they went without a president for a week. In Zimbabwe, 2017, just recently, Zimbabwe went without a president for about a week also until Emerson Mnangagwa was sworn in. And then we also have Libya in 2011. And Libya, it experienced a longer period without a president, actually lasting several months until, during this transition from Muammar Gaddafi's regime to the establishment of a new government structure. So our problem is not who's going to come after that. Our problem is removing him and changing the structure so that anyone else who comes with a Bible next time can be chased with that Bible to go, wherever he came from. We're tired of these people who come as saints, like Mr. William Ruto, crying in church. That same thing I see with Morara Kebaso. And I know this fight is not against one of us, but we have to really change the way leaders are elected, not sympathy votes. And those who are receiving bread or whatever, 200 Kenya shillings prior to elections, they should be beaten also. MPs, we have to start visiting those people because they're letting Kenyans down. They will be visited, they will be beaten, their family members, and amping up or whatever security. They're receiving Christmas money. Kenyans have nothing to feed on. It's not okay. Kenyans, you shouldn't put up with this. Don't tolerate this bullshit. Mr. William Ruto is nothing. He only has as much power as you bestow upon him. Now take back that power and see whether, if he is just one of you, whether you're going to still refer to him as president. Without the power you give him, he is no one. Please understand that. And also, don't fear politicians like you can't talk in their presence. Call them idiots, assholes, whatever, because that's what they are. They're not helping. And I still want volunteers because I'm driving at something. I want volunteers. So if you volunteer, kindly just put it in the comment section. I appreciate all of you. Bhutan, can you speak? Nomad girl, please take over. Just distributing the mic and limiting time, and also chiming in. Nomad girl, hi. I can see too.
Thank you, sweetheart. I wish you the best. It's about your voice. And sorry guys, there are a lot of emotions going on, but I think we should stay focused. We should stay focused, and we should know that our friends are still missing. So, in as much as we want to throw, tantrums, we want to throw anything on anyone, let's just remain focused on why we are here and why we need each other and why we always need each other. The ultimate thing is to have our comrades free and to have our country free of the corrupt politicians, and everything else negative, and especially the biggest enemy, who is Kasongo. That is our ultimate goal. So, guys, let's keep on talking. I can see so many people are, but let's remain focused. In as much as I don't know, let's just respect every opinion and let's decide. Let's respect and let's agree to disagree in a manner that we all come to a conclusion that our enemy is Kasongo, one and only man, and we need our comrades free. So I don't know, Bookchan, are you there? Maybe you can accept the next speaker, please.
Okay, I think the co-hosts are busy, but KOT Sonko, if you want to say something, because you drove to the police station, you're searching for the abductees, do you want to say anything about it? Did you achieve any results? KOT Sonko, you requested not long ago. Okay, probably busy. Kibaki, you've been waiting for a long time and also have been sending your requests and messages.
Kenyan lady, can you hear me now?
Can you speak now?
Yeah, sure. So I think we've done our search today for almost 5 hours. No, not 5 hours. I mean for almost 8 good hours from different police stations, as we promised yesterday, because yesterday we spoke to the media and we resolved to go and have a look at the police stations, because we have some of the friends who were abducted some months ago. Remember when the abduction were at the early stages, and most of them we used to find them in the police station. So that was one of the reasons why we resolved to go to police stations to look for our good friends, because honestly most of them we've been together, like Bernard, I think the last time tulikuwa naye during Oeba's Oeba's event, and then Kibet, I used to work with him on pushing some hashtag on this platform. So these are the people, I mean these people si ati ni watu wageni, we know them, and so it was really disheartening to see watu kama hao wamechukuliwa, and so we had to launch the manhunt, ama sijui manhunt, I don't know which word I can use it probably, but after our efforts tulienda Pangani police station na tukuwapata, and we were even allowed to go to the cells and see the kind of people who are in those cells. Tukaenda Kiambu police station. In Kiambu police station tuwatafuta, tukaingia the cells, hatukuwapata. And then we went to Kikuyu police station, and at Kiambu and Kikuyu, at Kiambu we even spoke to the OCS, who is a lady, and alisema she hasn't seen mtu yoyote kama huyo, and we had some 2 police officers who were even aware of the issue. Hata walikuwa Twitter, and they were also showing us that we can see there is a lady who had posted that wako huku. So hizi vitu hata tunafanya hapa, honestly, even those police officers wanaziona. And then at Kikuyu police station we had no one there, so venye imefika late, we say let's go back home and see what we can do. And so guys, honestly, I don't know what we can do, because some few months ago hao watu wakishikwa walikuwa wanapelekwa kwa polisi. Yeah, look at the case of Lavani, look at the case of Rono, look at the case of Billy Nairobian. All of them walitokea police station, but now saizi find out that these police stations zenye tumetembea, we can't find them. So it has to give us some question mark. What do we really need to do? And you guys, I told you that we need to work closely. We need to work together. We need to move with speed to ensure that we secure the release of these guys. And because this government, at times they can't listen to you when you just tweet and when you just go to the media. I think we know where the offices are. We know where the vigilance office is hapa Nairobi. Tunajua mali DCI ziko, tunajua mali National Police Service wako. And because these guys are tasked to they are tasked to give security to our citizens, it means they should also be questionable. So I was thinking if we can do a proper mobilization, honestly, we go to the streets, because that's the only thing we can do for now. Come on, to Menda police stations, we can't find them. Let us go to the streets. If we went to the streets for the end femicide, we can also go to the streets for end abductions KE. So guys, I don't know what you guys are feeling, but mimi naona the only language that this government listens to, the language of the streets. And we have to put our fear kando kabisa to ensure that we end these abductions once and for all, because it will become a norm. These guys are putting us on a test. If today they have taken Kibet, they took Kina Kavuli, they took Kina Nairobian, and then they took Psychosin, and then we just remain silent. Honestly, they can even decide to come for most of us here. And so if we also act with speed, with the same efforts, then pia wataanza kuogopa, na wakianza kuogopa, it means that we'll now be more safe than tukinyamaza tu, because now saizi washajua nani anakaa wapi, nani ni nani. They can always come, like sio kitu ngumu, because wakikujia mtu alafu we remain silent, then it's like we're motivating them to come for more people. So let us see what we can do. Yeah, it's almost a weekend. We see how we can plan. Let us go out there to demand for the release. Now, by doing that, see, we are doing it illegally. We are doing it legally, because Article 37 of the Kenyan Constitution, it allows us to express our issues on the streets. If they are if our demands are not met by the government, then that's the only way to go. Yeah, that's the only way to go. If they decide to kill us kama hawatutaki, let them do it. But if they feel like we are the children of this nation and we are the future of this nation, honestly, they shouldn't even dare to touch to any young person. And if any young person has done anything wrong, let them do it constitutionally. Come, introduce yourselves, arrest that person, take them to the court of law. But just coming to pick people with with men in mask, alafu you go and silence them somewhere, I think that one is unconstitutional. And so the government of Kenya, the president, the deputy president, and all those security agencies, if they are going to assassinate this constitution, then we'll have no otherwise. We'll have to do it constitutionally, either by Article 1 of the Constitution or Article 37.
And so, guys, as most of us go to bed tonight, let us put our brothers in prayers and also put ourselves in prayers, because now it reaches at a time where pia mdomo yetu tu peke yake it can't do anything. So today we've done that, tumemaliza, kuna kitu tumepata, but we hope that those guys are safe and they can be released anytime from now. Thank you.
Thank you very much once again for this wonderful submission, KT Sonko. I don't take your efforts for granted. You've been one of the most consistent patriots in the country, hosting spaces even when everyone else is sleeping. I commend you highly for that. And please tell me if you can co-host, and I would like to have some help today, just before you go to bed.
Okay, no, you can send the co-host.
Oh, sorry?
I mean, you can send the co-host if you are tired. I can help you for the next couple of hours before I retire to bed.
Okay, I appreciate that. I'm sending you the co-host. Thank you once again, Nomad. Nomad Girl, I think you're busy. So I'm putting back KOT in a second. And I appreciate you very much, all of you. Everyone is going to get a chance to speak. KOT Sanko, what I heard out of your submission was not only your efforts, but also that I had some despair because you've been hosting spaces and calling for protests. I can tell you for a fact that everything you've been doing is correct, especially taking your young age into consideration. And also, you just had your engineering exams, which you passed. So, congratulations once again. These are the kind of people who should be leading the country, people who are consistent, even without money, without fear, without anything. He was just fighting and also making. We have to have some more posters. Tell me, now these people have been abducted like psychosanes who is making these wonderful AI images. Is there no other Kenyan who can do that? Like, we need more dead Rutos, more, like, produce them. Anyone who can do that, please, we need talents. Because if that is what is provoking him, his ego is too fragile, then he doesn't belong in power. You cannot be provoked by an AI image. If somebody did that about me, well, I'm going to tell them off, but not as a president. I wouldn't do that. I definitely wouldn't. I would just ignore it. And if you cannot ignore and look beyond art and satire and also be held accountable, then he doesn't belong anywhere in close to a position of power. Accountability and transparency are key in running any country. And he understands none of that. The only thing he's doing is, I believe that the West invested a lot into his whatever. Oh, oh God. Sorry, I'm having a blackout right now, but I believe into his campaign. So they put that money in, and whatever strings they pull, he moves like a puppet, like the puppet he is. But we have to put an end to that puppetry, because we can even be bigger. We can be the ones who lead the puppet. So let us start directing him, because he's a puppet for everyone. He's so really just one of the worst people anyone can encounter. Mr. Ruto has to go. KOT, do not despair. I'm giving you the co-host mic right now. And thank you, Nancy, once again for agreeing to do that. And I need help a lot. KOT, you've done this so many times, like circulating and also putting time limits and also giving everyone the microphone. I need your assistance. Do not despair. Just talk to me. I think you're doing everything perfectly. I just think it is the planning and strategy that is wrong, and also giving them ultimatums and saying Tuesday and Thursday. If you give a certain pattern, it becomes like a uniform. So they're ready for you. What about the element of surprise? Because what hit them on the 25th of June was this element of surprise. They didn't know how many people are coming. And that is why successful revolutions happen in some countries as opposed to African countries, because they don't give ultimatums. They don't say, we're going to be here. By the time there's a wave outside, it has spread on WhatsApp like wildfire. And that is what we have to do. KOT, please talk to me out of this space, okay? Thank you, all of you. I'm adding you. Let me pick the next speaker, adding you as a co-host. Kibaki, you've been waiting for so long. I appreciate your patience. And also tell me if you want to volunteer for one big action.
Yes, I hope. Hello, 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 hello. Hope you guys are doing good. I say thank you for giving me this chance to talk. My big issue is that this, if you want us to help this thing to go through, we need a very serious team, a very, very serious team that can wake up and say we are going. And when we are going to do this and this. And after we have done this is the solution we will get. Sababu kwamba mimi kutoka niko ready hata sasa hivi nikiambiwa tu Hassan Kibaki toka twende tunaenda, lakini sasa swali yangu ni how I'll go, I'll be the forefront. When I look back, I find myself that it's me alone, you see, because I'm ready for whatever comes situation I have to withstand, you see. So I'm going to say like this. You like if the day, if you give us the day, say let's wake up on Monday morning, we are going to leave from if it's Ngong Road, some people from Ngong Road will leave this time, people from Thika Road will leave this time, people from Jogoo Road will leave this time, and we are going to meet at this place. From this place, we are sure of where we are going, because we put in mind we are going to fight somebody who knows we are coming, somebody who is very relaxed and very, very waiting. So, and in our mind, we have to control anger, because anger will lead us into some kind of trouble that may not match. You see? So what I mean is, if we can, tunaweza tuliza hasira to control hasira zetu, then tujue tunaenda kufanya nini, definitely we'll go successful. Then another thing is, we want to do something, then we put our anger on social media. It won't help. It will be a fight on online. When it comes to the ground, people are nowhere. So you will find yourself fighting alone. You see, I'm capable of even paying my fare to go where I know I'm going to get what I want. Not that going and knowing that there is nothing I'm going. It was just a talk. It was kind of looking like a fun. No, because it's a war. Definitely it's a war, because I'm going to attack somebody who has already been defended, who has already defended herself, he has God. So what should I do? I need a plan, and it should be a mature plan, that when I do this, there is a must, and it should be no second day. It should be the same day I'm going, the same day I'm doing my things, the same day I'm done it, the same day I've done it, and I have to look at my result and say, yes, I did it. Now, the thing is, after I have done this, I don't need to wait. I need to go. It's like when you're going to shop, you have money, you're going to buy something. When you buy, you get it. So when I'm going to do all those kind of drama, after that, when I get what I want, what is next from there? You see? Because I cannot fight a war that will give me injuries, then I wait to go to the hospital. You see, I need to fight the war. While I'm fighting the war, I'm getting yani najitibu tu mwenyewe nikienda, inanipa nguvu. Naona kitu najaribu kusema ni hii, wakati niko nasema twende, usiniulize tunaenda wapi, ama usiuseme tunaenda aje. No, you should apply force. You see, you should apply force to do what you are supposed to do. So what I'm saying is this:
kama mtu amejitokeza kwenda, let gather, and if you think you don't want to start, I'm ready, I can start as long as you follow me, I'll go. Lakini hii mambo naonanga tunaongea, nasikizanga kila wakati, nafuatilia sana, but at the end of the day you will see some people saying, oh, why should I go, mimi sijui nani alete mtoto wake ndio atangulie. Unaona, such kind of response zina weaken mtu mwenye ako strong kufanya kitu. Lakini if I say tomorrow we are going, then it happens. Hata mwenye tunaenda kuona, mwenye tunaenda kupigana naye atajua they said it and they meant it. Now if I want to step on the scale, should I press the button as I kama natetemeka? No, siwezi finya button nikiwa natetemeka, na ifinya na nguvu, na nikifinya I know ina explode. So that's what I wanted to say, that kama ni kitu mnataka tufanye, give us day, give us time, then wherever we will use, any route we will use, we should not discuss the route. We will discuss the route on the ground. You see, this will give us the good motive of going forward. But kindly, if we will be talking here, we talk here, and then after we have talked, then 5 people come out into the ground, it won't help. It won't help. And if you know in this group and you are talking and you will not come, please give a space for somebody who is strong than you, so that when you come, you know what you are going to do and where you are going. That's what I can say. And about abduction, the Madam Josephine said something about abduction. You cannot go to any police as you present yourself, I'm looking for this and this. That one can never happen. Hauwezi pewa mtu, hauwezi kwa njia yoyote ile. What you need to do, if somebody has been arrested along Ngong Road and hapa kupelekwa Central, or let me say abducted, and he should be at Central, don't expect that person to be at Central. Even the police station within, you cannot find that person. What they normally do, they know, because they are running with your mind, when something like this, the tension will take them to the Central police station. They will shift. They will take somebody, even in Kiambu, even in Gong, even in Rungai, then somebody will be there. So what you need to do, go to the kwenda kwa mkubwa kidogo, jina imenitoka, enda kwa mkubwa muulize, then ukisha muuliza atakupatia maelekezo whether yes or not, atakupatia. Lakini mambo ya kuzunguka kwa ofisi, utakuwa tu ni kama mtu unatafuta kazi na CV, hauwezi pata. Ni hayo tu. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Kibaki. So mimi nakubaliana na wewe kwanza hapo kwa if you are saying that we are going on the street, then let us mean it. Sikuwe tu hapa tunapiga mdomo from morning to evening, from evening to next day in the morning, and then we are doing nothing. So anybody, if you are here na unakubaliana na sisi ama unakubaliana na wengine ambao wanasema tuende kwenye streets, always mean it. Usiai kuja hapa tu, mimi nasemanga usikujenge hapa kubamba rende, and then after that you go silent, unasema provided tu umepewa chance to speak on the space, and so you come here to trick people, utakuwa but you are not coming out. Hiyo ndio pia inafanyanga at times pia watu wengine wenye wako na nguvu wanaanza kuchoka. So guys, if you say something, let us mean it. So I don't know who was next, because ulikuja aje. I like giving people the microphone according to the priority, how they came, but let me give it to Tony. If Tony, you are ready, kindly pick up the mic, then I can go to Fly High and then Esther.
I think we can move on to Fly High, and then I be ready. I'll come after that guy, Fly High. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Fly High, are you ready?
Yes, I am, and I hope everyone can hear me. I think I've spent this holiday season with my grandmother, and I think that God bless her soul, she's an old person, and the thing that she was telling me about is Jana, and today we've been talking a lot about this country, and she's in her 90s, and she's very coherent. And one of the things that she was telling me about was what it was like being in the era of the state of emergency in the 50s. And she told me that from our country, because we were near a place where there was a law court, you would hear the sounds of like Ingora, like an air raid siren, 8 p.m. And there would be despair across the any area that could hear that sound, because it meant sasa wakati wa watu kunyonga umefika, and they would kill people extensively kuanzia hiyo saa 2 ya usiku, alafu wanajazwa kwenye gari wanaenda wanatupwa kwa msitu several kilometers from that area. And I think it was one of the most, and for her, she even knows people are being abducted, which is the most interesting thing. And she was telling me that there is nothing as bad as imagining that they fought for independence, and yet the same things that they fought against are being replicated in this day and age. So whatever was happening na mkoloni ndio hiyo mbinu ambazo zilitumiwa na wakoloni dhidi ya Waafrika ndio zinatumiwa dhidi yetu by the current administration. So it's such a painful thing kurealize kwamba sasa ni kama tunaishi maudhui ya kile kitabu kinaitwa Kilio cha Haki, for those of you who read riwaya tamthilia za Kiswahili. It's a very very painful experience to realize that your fellow African ndio amekuwa ni kama nyapara na kukalia yani, and yet we're supposed to be working together for the betterment of each other. So we can't talk about Pan-Africanist credentials when even as a nationalist you're working against the interests of your own people. It is a really really sad thing. Mimi hiyo ndio ilikuwa jikawe yangu sitting with my grandmother, and I think it was such a painful thing. The other thing she told me is it is very wrong for a leader to lead when he is angry. A leader cannot lead when he is angry. And so what I'm seeing in this administration is the wanton destruction of our future. Yani wanatua vijana hawajali yani what our future is like, kama mustakabali wa hii nchi wanatuua tu, yani left right center. It is a very very painful experience. Najaribu kuimagine what those kids are going through. Umetekwa nyara, hujui uliko, unapitishwa mateso, unadhalilishwa. Guys, one, if you pray for these kids, pray for these kids who've been abducted, and two, let us pray that Mungu atusaidie so that these people will mess up one way or another. They will mess up and we will get them. It's just that hatujajua ni kina nani hawa. But eventually everything that is the darkness comes in the light. And the thing we pray for is that Mungu atusaidie, and we also need to take care of each other. Usitikie mtu ende to the best of your ability. Mtu asiende kama unaangalia. I think we need to fight for our country. We need to look at the future of Kenya and realize it's bigger than this. Let me tell you guys, I'm fairly old, not too young, not too old. When the now era was very very young, very 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 young, but I still managed to catch the terror that was visited on us hiyo enzi. Mimi niliona askari wakija kwa nyumba za watu, even including kwetu. It was such a terrible time to be alive because the fear was palpable. Anyway, that sense of fear that is everywhere, hofu imetanda kila pahali. Yani people could not live in, yani watu walikuwa wanaishi tu ile kwa ile hali ya hofu. You understand? And this issue has never really been dispensed with properly when you think about it. We never really addressed what that era was like, or what the people who were in that era, what they did. We know of some figures and what they did, but we don't know the full extent, and no one really was prosecuted for it or took responsibility for it. And even now it seems to be the same thing. When institutionalize mauaji, yani kuteka nyara na mauaji, it says a lot about the state of your country and the state of your leadership. Mimi naomba wale ambao wako katika nyadhifa za nguvu, because najua hizi ripoti zinawafikia, think about the direction you're taking this country in, because at some point when we decide that you're not going to work with the constitution, at some point unajua sheria ni unachokifanya, eventually the president that you set will eventually be the president that you live and work under. So if you set lawlessness as the president, there's a tipping point beyond which you will not be able to hide behind the law, because you have destroyed the very law we depend on. The constitution ni kama maua, yani watu hawatilii maanani. So mimi naomba wale ambao wako katika nyadhifa za nguvu, please, tuwapate, and also please tulindane na tuchungane, and if there's anything that we can do to help the situation, kama unasaidia na kina KOT kutafuta hao majamaa, please let's do it, because we need to look for our comrades. Hayo tu kwa sasa.
Unaweza jitokeza tu alafu tunaweza tafuta wote, because this one is just a collective effort kwa sisi vijana, especially wenye we are after good governance and accountability in our country. So hii si ati ni kitu na kupush tu mwenyewe. I think at some point vitu kama hizi zinakuanga ni kama umejituma tu. So you just have that heart of your country, and so you'll always find yourself being so much concerned about the safety of your people, the safety of your friends, and even how your country is being governed, how the leaders are driving your country. And so
very exhausted, but I have really stayed on the space so that I give my points. I will say it's a very sad Christmas, worst Christmas ever. Like hata hatujakuwa na Christmas, imagine there are people whose relatives are held and I just can't imagine what they are going through right now. But I've put up a few points which I've been listening to what you've been saying, and just want to hear them and say, you remember when we said that we want to be leaderless, and I know to some people it might look like, what are you talking about? We need somebody. Yes, we do, but we still have time to put up somebody, and I'm very cautious about the direction sometimes we are taking of saying, oh, this is our leader, and sorry to say, you can see where we are today. By prompting up people, a few of them have disappointed us. We know them. I don't have to mention them. Tunafikiria huyu ndiye, kumbe siye, huyu ananunuliwa. It's been a long journey, and I know it's been tiresome. And I don't know, hii kitu ya kuwa na mtu tunasema ndio leader and then we get disappointed can really give us some emotional fatigue. So we need to think about that. And sometimes I also wonder, some of the questions I want to throw to us is, why is it that sometimes tukisema kuna protest, people don't show up? That's something that's been bothering me. We need to interrogate ourselves. What's going on? Is it that we are scared? And it's okay to admit we are scared so that we decide, okay, kama tunaogopa, so what's the way forward? Because, we need to be real. Tunasema tutatokea, watu hawatokei. So do we need to find out where the problem is? What is wrong with us not coming out? Because now we look like we are being beaten at all fronts. Hatutokei tena, online pia ni vita ingine. At least we need to decide ni wapi tutaweza kusimama, and at least we make some progress. So of course online we are making a lot of progress. Ile ya ground ni kama ilileta challenge. Then some of us have been saying on the TL that there's diversionary tactics. Remember the way the PEV had picked, people were even holding a space on the post-election violence discussion. Then kidogo, our friends got abducted, and now we've dropped that one and we've picked something else. I think we also need to come up with tactics of us being like multifaceted, whereby kama hii topic and will be holding different things at the same time. We are pushing the release of our comrades, but we also have other discussions that are going through, like tuhemeshe hii gava because pia yao inatuhemesha. We need to come up with different tactics, you know. And then there's this other thing of people being told to, tunaambiwa kuna watu, the abduction squad that Mother Karua was talking about. And we need to find out if there are these people like we saw during protest, tunapata kuna watu wako na badges za US, hatujui kama hawa ni nani, who are these guys, Burundians, I don't know, Ugandans. Is there a way that we can also engage these countries at a top to top level? Because internationally that is disrespect to our country. We can't just be discussing these things on space and saying, oh, kuna wa Burundi hapa wanatuvamia. You sometimes seeing the US people in the streets. Can we engage country to country and ask these people what's going on? So I don't know how we feel about those things. Hizo vitu zenye tumekuwa tukiona kwa streets. And then tusichoke pia injecting in clubs like we've been doing, injecting everywhere. Like I had an idea whereby vile sahi Kibet and the others, every other person is important. Kina Seiko, all of them. My heart is so broken because all these people are following me on the TL and we used to, just exchange jokes and all that. Maybe right now we could just be picking on all Kibet bulls silhouettes and just make them keep running on the TL zote zenye umeweka kwa gallery yako. We just post them, talk about kina Seiko, talk about everybody who's missing. So let's not get tired. I know we are doing something, na tusichoke. I think that's what I wanted to say for tonight, but let's keep the fire burning. And let's keep on doing the spaces. This is a marathon. We have 2 years to 2027. I'm not even for the idea of even 2027. I don't want to encourage that debate, but I want to be real. It could be and it could not be. So if it will be, what are we going to be doing up to that time? Hatufai kuchoka na spaces, hatufai kuchoka on all the things that are affecting us. So for me, I think that's it for now. Thank you so much. Let's keep strong. Let's keep loving our country. God bless you. Good night.
God bless you too and have a very lovely night. Na usikumbuke kuombea Kasongo must go. Ambia aende kabisa. So I think Tony is ready. Tony, welcome back. And then after you, we can give it to Mwalo. And then we'll go to Kingdom Billionaire in that order.
Thank you. Thank you, KOT. And I will start by saying that but I'm going to help in other ways because we are doing other things behind the scenes that we do not want to be very vocal about. We are using our skills, we are using our professions to try and na mambo kama hiyo, because what I really think, my conviction right now, and I will still repeat what I've been saying, that it is time that all of us Kenyans are admitted tuache kuishi in a denial. We should admit in our hearts and accept and start working towards knowing that these abductions might just increase. And there are no elections over cartoons. Over cartoons, bwana. 24 years old guy anatisha the whole government. Hata election hazijafika. So these abductions might go up to elections, they might increase. Actually, they might be employed to do anything. They will use all the tactics in the book to make sure that they silence us, they muffle everyone. These abductions are meant to instill fear. They are meant to make us silent and accept, to arm twist us. And I might not comment too much about maybe the whereabouts ama nini because sijui, but my thinking is the release of the comrades who have been abducted will be transactional. Their release is being delayed so that we can be arm twisted into loving this government. Yani tunafosiwa tuipende by force. That's why they are delaying. That's why they are playing and this is an abusive relationship that we have with them. They want to twist us. They make it transactional that ndio you saw leaders telling parents mfunze watoto wenu wanatuingilia mambo kama hiyo. That is twisting other age groups ama other generations so that they can turn against us. Ndio sasa release ikifanyika, mnaona hata tumewaachilia, lakini tuliwaambia mchunge, mfunze watoto wenu na nini. They are trying to twist everyone into accepting them ama into loving them, but all in violence. And actually, I think the reason Kibet and others were abducted inaweza kuwa it's about the PV story issue yenye ilitokea, because that was too hot. Kibet has been creating mambo ya cartoons for a long time. They tried to counter until at a certain point I observed that they stopped trying. But when the PEV issue came up, ama resurfaced, Kibet was also injecting properly. And I think we might be thinking that Kibet was abducted because ya mambo ya Kasongo, but inaweza kuwa he was abducted because ya mambo ya PEV, post-election violence, that issue. Because ultimately when he was abducted, hiyo issue imeenda chini ya maji kidogo. What we should be thinking about, I concur with the guy who said that we should, in as much as we are leaderless, it does not mean we should be disorganized. Being leaderless does not mean you should be disorganized. And throwing the ball to the guys around here who have a bigger voice than mine, a bigger following than mine. I don't know if we can come up with a one week we maintain, because from history you can see that hakuna kitu ina maintain wangwa more than 2 days, if I'm not wrong, maybe kienda sana 3 days. And these guys are inaitwa kupigira, tuna hold on to for 2 days. They are riding on that and they know that within 2 days maneno itakuwa imeisha. I do not know how you guys ama we can come up with a way of having 2,000 volunteers. That is including everybody who has a bigger following ama a smaller following. Na kusikue na leader, of course, because we are leaderless. But tukisema we are pushing this, we push it whatsoever, tunaiskuma, tuna maintain. For 1 week, we break the internet until they yield. That way, we'll be proud what some problems in your life, even in your lives, individual lives. Naona hata book 10 uko hapa bana. Some problems in your life, book 10. Solution ni moja tu. Uanga tu moja. Watu wote, I'm not singling out book 10 venye nimemuona sai. You guys, solution ingine kwa maisha yako ni one way. Hakuna two ways. Hakuna njia ingine utatumia. Utajaribu sarakasi zote kwa maisha yako. It will not work until you use the one solution that you have. And the only solution yenye tena. Next, 1 week later, they'll do the whole thing na reset. That's why Article 1 of the Constitution is there. We can only reset that. In the meantime, these guys will try to mutilate the Constitution. Already they are doing that. You had, my background is from the media. So when I heard that the cabinet is proposing a bill that means that intends to remove live streaming of IBC results, that means, first of all, they can post anything they want. And the next point about that bill is if you oppose or if you try to kufanya handing over ya presidency from one person to another, ujaribu kusimama hapo katikati ukue obstacle, you can be fined 10 million or 10 years in jail. What that means to us people in the media, inamaanisha if you dispute the election, wewe sasa utapigwa faini ya 10 million ama 10 years in jail. So mambo ya petition is about to go if that bill passes. That means they can post anything they want and you cannot dispute. So they will still mutilate the Constitution going up to 2027. And if you're feeling that you're fed up and you don't want to give them any more time, you guys, streets is the only way to solve that. So we need to find a holistic solution. We need to use it. We don't need to be in our comfort zones, because whatever you are protecting right now, itapotea, things will only get worse. You'll be abducted. Even tomorrow, you can find Tony has been abducted. So if you're feeling like you're fed up and we cannot, like myself, guys, streets is the way. So I'm hoping that we maintain, we be organized out there, the people we are talking to na wale age groups wakubwa kutuliko, because I interact with them sana kwa field, mambo ya news, uliwapea kazi walishindwa kumaliza kazi. So they became possessive of what you did, and they are so proud they became possessive of what Gen. So they are feeling like tuliwapea kazi bana walishindwa kumaliza kazi. That is the talk. We need to find a way to call them. Hata afadhali tutumie messages, reverse psychology. Tuanze kuwaongelesha na kuuliza, is this the life you wanted? Kuna majembe huku kwa streets. Watu wa busy business. Watu wa matatu wamechoka na mambo ya hongo na hizo vitu zote, biashara hazifanyiki. Like headless chickens. We need to find our head so that we can touch the right wire and we can solve this problem once and for all. I hope I'm audible enough. The last thing before I land, kindly, I cannot believe that wale ambao tuko committed kwa hii movement tumetoka mbali sana, even beyond 25th June, kitambo sana. We've been trying to aggravate for change, but I cannot believe you guys are listening to us hapa and we still do not have a voice. You guys are following sellouts. You are following those guys who are selling us. Zitakuwa fine. Bora we find our head, we stop running like headless chickens. Thank you.
Appreciate, you're really helping me actually. I appreciate all the submissions that have been made. I would like to really violence. Well, no, Kibet has been a target since the beginning, from the onset when he started raising the issues and becoming popular with his salutes. They had a bounty on his head, of course, and nobody. Well, many people didn't know where he is, but I did. So no, that is not quite accurate. You're dealing with a psychopath, and Mr. William Ruto is a psychopath, and we can see they're trying to fight us. This space had been closed. I don't know. None of you really got that, but it had been closed, and because they were reporting. But as you can see, his powers don't extend beyond State House. Don't give him that power. He doesn't have power over Elon Musk or anything. I took a screenshot. You know that they closed the space. Not only the space. Just while we were speaking here, and when one of us goes down, the images of Mr. William Ruto dead, because he cannot fight all of us. And until abductees, the abduction stop, we will not relent, and we will continue with these spaces. And when mine is closed, we go on to KOT Sonkor's, and so on. The chain continues that way. We have to put this man under pressure because he's been playing with Kenyans way too long, and Kenyans are you're not even allowed to be creative. He is the one who said he would promote creativity. He's talking about creating jobs for influencers. That was one of his campaign policies. But creative ideas to earn an additional income. So he must be stopped. And do not be scared. He's not as powerful as you think he is. He's your employee. Don't forget that. And I know they're on this space. They should be welcome, but they will not be granted the microphone to speak. And we will fight you. We'll fight you because they've been dealing with people who just say yes and amen, like Kipchumba Murkomen. Don't worry, we will fight them. We will. We will. He's playing with the wrong people. Okay, Kitty, please kindly continue. I'm just maddened.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I don't know
Okay,
if I'm
take it.
audible.
Yeah, sure.
First of all, sorry, I have flu, and I blame Ruto for that. Secondly, let me just go back to 2007 actually, and remember when Ruto was, they were with Raila then, and when Raila So the person we are dealing with now is a psychopath. That is the first thing we should know. He is somebody that does not just take you back to Galalu Kulanu, the best project that was supposed to provide Kenya did, and then it failed. And you know who was at the helm of that? Yours truly, Ruto. Of young people killing others for them to survive. And then this is the same person who would stand in the podium and tell us that I've created 250 jobs. I don't know Kenyan German girl. I should go and work in those how do we call them, affordable housing. Until when will that be sustainable? Until when? Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. So talking here in Twitter will not give us a solution. We need to be in the street, and we need people who are willing. The problem with us is that we are just here shouting. Actually, a number of us here don't usually go to the street. We don't. We are just shouting online. We really shout. But now when it's come to going and they are jotting each and every point down that we are talking about. They know that tomorrow we are supposed to start with XYZ, and then we go to XYZ. They know. It is a job, full-time job that some of us have earned. In fact, some of them even talk. Some of them even have mic, and they just want to insight and see how all of us will. Are you ready? Come with your people. And then you go to the inbox, but they tell you, are you ready? Come with your people. One thing I know with Kenya is that when they see something coming up, they will definitely join. And we saw that with June protest. I don't know if you know the guy we are dealing with. He won't. And the police telling you they don't, they know. They know. You will go to Kiambu and then they'll tell you they've not seen such a person. The police there don't know, but wakubwa, they know what is going on. So let's just sit down and then siku moja tuamuke tu na twende street. If things go bad, let them go bad. Tunakuja online and then we start re-strategizing, and this is how we want to do it, won't work, because Ruto is a cold-hearted criminal. I think that is the best description I can give him, because he doesn't care whether people are hurting. So many people died. You see families on the news crying about their family, their loved one they lost. And then the next day, somebody stands up and calls about cartoon that is going on online. Is this guy supposed to work or talk about cartoons that people are creating online? Like, let's just be real. Let's just be real. So let's go out. That is what I could urge. Let's just go out, and then if abductions come, they continue. Let's go on the street and stop them. But now online here, very few people are here, and for those who are here, most of them usually go to streets. So let's go to the streets. If it will work, let it work. But the way we are doing things, 2027, Ruto will still be the president. That is the funniest thing. The other day I saw the news, they're trying to say that they will stop live streaming election. That one will give them an ample time to cook the result so that when they come out with them, even if you go to the court, you will not be able to challenge it. Honestly speaking, that is what they're trying to do. And if we don't go out the streets, then definitely this guy is going back to any street. I'll be in Kisumu. If you come to Kisumu, feel free to holler me. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Kwa tena very very soon, lakini tutakuja huko kama tushabadilisha hii nchi yetu. Anyway guys, I think mali tumefika sasa, we now need to give more of solutions. What do we need to do? Mimi nimewaambia tuende maandamano. Mimi sitaki kuwadanganya hawa watu. Some point wanaweza amua wa switch off simu zao, so si tunaweza kuwa hapa tunapiga kelele, but they are not Kingdom Billionaire, sijui kama uko ready.
Wait for just a second, just one sentence or two. I wanted to ask her, Marlo, who's just given a submission. This space has really brought valid points to light, and I just don't want to have them disappear. Like Easter, the lady who was here, she talked about posting silhouettes as many as possible, and I put that on the Jumbotron. So let us really go to keep it about solutions. Yes, we want solutions, and Coyote Sonko is doing a perfect job. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. And Book 10 also, he told me he was busy, and I totally understand. So thank you for just being there still. However, I don't know where I stopped asking for volunteers. Mwalo, would you volunteer? Just don't say, okay, don't ask for what. I need volunteers. I still need volunteers. If anyone is hearing me, just say I volunteer or post it somewhere. And then I'm going to reach out to you. And of course, if you're asking people to follow you, it would only be fair or follow back in return. Thank you very much. I need volunteers. Volunteers, please trust me on this one. Things are going to be different. Please, Kyoto Sonko, when you give the mic, just continue reiterating that I need volunteers. And some people have already, and I've taken down the names, and I appreciate all of you very much. But please, don't volunteer with your real name and, with all your details on your profile. Thank you very much.
Okay, I hope the message is clear and home. So let us have the Kingdom Billionaire. Then I can see Dr. Babazuri, your hand is up. So let us. We'll give you next.
Thank you, KUT. Thank you, Kenya. Will say it. We all need a friend like you, and everything you've done today, and also for all the times anybody was in trouble, any of our soldiers was on the Kitengela young men, and they said one of the problems they're facing is now they're not able to sustain their lives. Maybe KUT, you can reach out to them and see how we can help them. They are our comrades, and also maybe find out from them and is it possible, even reach out to Njagi and see if he can tell you if we can actually locate the area they were held in, because what we need to do is, I'm sure somebody on the timeline has information, has seen these Subarus, because they're not invisible. Is for Kibet Bull, because I can almost tell Kasongo is not going to treat him very well. So we need to rescue them as quickly as possible. There's also a pastor that has gone out and said that that Kasongo should jail every person that is involved in trying to disgrace him. I think it's on Mutembei's channel. Some of these people, we should make sure they know how we feel. It is one thing to just speak like that, especially when people's children are missing. I think it's Bernard's mother is now hospitalized after going through the stress of, not knowing where her son is. This is really bad. On this timeline, when we are at war, I don't understand why people are now thinking of be no other business. We don't care who will be president for now. What we care about is these kids go back to their abducted 3 days ago, who we didn't know about. So we make sure each and every one of them is released. That should be the only thing. And I agree with one of the people here that has said, we know this ICC matter is what has made them really angry. So let us run the end abductions and the Fufu ICC at the same time. Let's, because they've decided to frustrate us during the holiday. Some of us cannot even enjoy our vacations. Have a lot of unity on this timeline. Even the Bible says God commands a blessing where there is unity. So let's not focus on our individual song out. It won't be easy. And let us not give up. I'm from Generation X, and I'm encouraging. I keep seeing Gen Zs. You guys keep giving up. Let's not give up. We have to be relentless every day. You guys made us understand what the challenge is. So you cannot be the ones that are now giving up after you've recruited some of us into these things. So let's keep pushing and let's not give up. I've seen KOTs asking when is the best day to do the demonstrations. I think let's go take that poll. I thought 31st would be best, but let everybody take that poll and let's see when we can do it. Another thing,
Larry Madowo was on ground today, and he has said the tag Trump, whoever we have to tag, let us. These kids will be killed, and it won't be good for us. And also another thing, let us not be unfair. You can't be discussing football while other people are abducted right now. Please let us be fair. Imagine if you are abducted and we're busy discussing football or whatever else.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think Kenyan lady is taking the note. So let me have Baba Zuri. Niaje bana.
Confirm if you can hear me, please.
Nakusikia loud and clear.
Mtaniruhusu mi niongee. I hope kila mtu anasikia. Kuna mwenye asikii itabidi tu translate hiyo because I will express myself better in that. On 25th June, tukiingia hapo parliament, just outside parliament hapo tu njia ya kuingia KICC na parliament, he was shot, his brain sprinkle hadi kwa shati yangu hadi saa hii. Nilitoka na wazimu nikakimbia hadi Rubis ya Koinange Street. That's why I went to fall down. Nikalia vibaya sana mpaka saa hii. I will never forget that. I've never seen that in my life. Never. Fellow comrade, umeona tu picha zake venye zinasonga. Many of our friend walipass maze tukiwa kwa hii mission ya kurevolution hii country kutoka kwa mikono yao washenzi. They wanted to take me up, but because of the school and regulations and all that, they could not pick me up. Nilikuwa na msee ndani huko kwa HQ zao mwenye alikuwa ananiambia venye kuko. I didn't even do 2 of my exams because of them. It's been tough for me. I've been depressed. Nimekuwa tu indoors maze. Nini. Then naona fielder ya white KCH 742E. Nilifeel kwamba hawa si wase like watu hivi. They were in civilian. Tulikimbizana na wao vibaya sana. For those who follow me, they know the story and all that. It's been tough for me. I am not doing this because of what and what and what. I'm doing this because I know what it feels to be inside there. During Gen Z's, we were printing all these items hapa South B na kina Shad. Some of them walitubetray wakatuacha kwa hii race. Many times wamenishika wameniweka hapo chini ya KICC police hakuna job, hakuna fee, hakuna food, hakuna nini. The only thing tuko nayo ni free WhatsApp ama internet ama nini, na ndio tunatumia, na ndio naona hawa washenzi wanatufuata nayo. Maze, our forefathers did this. Some of them gentlemen, we cannot afford to lose this. If you look at those photos za hao mabeshte zetu wenye wamepass, it will give you a reason to come out and fight for this third and last liberation of our country. Hatuwezi pelekwa kwa era za Moi mazee, penye wase walikuwa wanakuwa abducted, wanapelekwa Nyayo House, Wangi. I don't know, I think it's from Nyeri, baba here, or some few people who are posted. Like we as Kenyans, tuna wapi audacity ya kuangalia msee anabebwa na unknown people. Those unknown people should be treated as thugs. Went through the torture, how they could receive food. So therapy sessions so that I can get over this. I have never ever seen brainium elections, but leaders think about the next generation. We cannot afford to see our country, our lovely country, Kenya, sink like it is right now. Anyway, I don't have much to say, but ladies and old man, son of a peasant from the village, I cannot sit to see that my
Ruto must go. And hiyo na
psychological trauma. We can see we're dealing with a psychopath who doesn't know when to spree. And I strongly believe to beg for power. We cannot afford to make such mistakes ever again because of people like this. Here. You will not be able even to have a conversation with me. I will know. Okay, thanks.
Jambo, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity to also contribute to this. As somebody said earlier that God actually, shower blessings where this and those big wigs and trying to just go away with this movement. But I like the fact that people are still can I say, it wouldn't be fair for you, for example, to see a fellow Kenyan being abducted and you're just quiet. Also, the opinion, I think I don't know who said that as it such kind of occurrence happen. And it's really frustrating for families to lose their loved ones and, without not are met with equal force, because those guys are just but a few people. So if we mobilize against them, settings in terms of the cabinet. But if you look at the settings right now, like everybody, all the people who are in the previous cabinets, the only thing that they have changed is,
Honestly, I am really perturbed by what is taking place in this country. He works by himself and he takes what he feels is right for himself. For example, I remember there's a time he said, like, he told the MPs that because it seems they hurt him most. That's where we touch his heart. And it is for instance, there are so many companies have come across here in Mombasa Road where I do stay. They are closing down to relocate either to Tanzania or Uganda, and this is losing to remind him and tell him that Mr. You are just but a leader, and we can be able to remove you from that post at whatever time. He has created millionaires that a way to repel them by using all means necessary, because the police have said they are not the ones, the DCI have said they are not the ones. So whoever is abducted because this country belongs to us. It is not Ruto's country. It does not belong to him and his wife and children. It is a reminder to those coffins that we are posting that he is human.
Personally, I'm lost for words. In all aspects. Right now, we are talking about people being taken to these funny countries. With all your qualifications. 'To enjoy the stress-free life that put these guys where they belong. Museveni just organized for the siege to be abducted all the way from Kenya to Uganda. Of course, PR to try to wing people that he has the support. Right now. That way, they know that we know and that we are preparing for any eventuality. Otherwise, if you sit back, as we talk about 2027, the guy thinks that we've given up. So I think it's not the right time. Basically gone back to factory settings. They are doing the same exact thing that we had stopped them from doing. And I think, I don't know whether it was trigger it as a people and let everything takes its course, because for those who know Ruto, these guys so so scared. And one of us mentioned that and I think that's where we need to also make our position known. We need to come out. We need to really start speaking out. And making the international community see what exactly is going on, and that also will be an additional pressure. That's the best news. Why? Because now it's time for us to burn down those stupid vehicles that these guys are driving. See, should start doing moving forward. Thank you so much, KOT. Thank you so much, Kenyan German. I know we've been
Okay, thank you so much, bro. And Fichana. That's the only thing we need to do, because if we continue lamenting,
You know, Zul has been here for a while. And I would like to give him a chance. I would like to request again. I hear very valid
Coach Sonko, thank you so much for being here and for hosting us. It is the courage and the audacity of our fathers and fear, and that's how the current leadership structure have proper channels and we can organize ourselves, because when we go to war, when we are disorganized, we can't win that war. So Command Center is in Kenya. You know, when we stand on business, nobody can stand on our way. Has been injecting in matatus around, I think I've been watching those clips around 3.
I also can't hear him. I don't know what's up.
So let us continue. KOT, who is the next one?
I think I had queued Dennis then atheist.
Yeah, thank you so much. The hosts as well. But they're not relenting. They want to silence Kenyans. I just want once remarked that if poverty was the cause of revolutions, there would be revolutions all the time because most people in the world were poor. The government as we know it, but I think there is the other government of Ruto, which statement, and I was it was how do you call it? In pursuing or even trying to investigate. Even IPOA is a number of people to silence them. And then, of course, we saw now the move towards mutilating the constitution. And Moi did the same. We are seeing institutions are supposed to stand up for Kenyans. Ruto has already killed them and destroyed them. I am waiting for that time when they will be of speech to protests, and that is enshrined in our constitution, and we are being already, when you're being killed and abducted, that is war. On the other side, there is the state through what we are doing online. through the speech that we have. But it seems like any time we are almost there, somebody changes. And they destroy our hopes. This is what Ruto and anybody who was standing with Ruto, remember, was also being abducted. Was a bit young, but we were very happy. And of course, long fight, and people have died, and people have protested and the protests, they will shoot some. Yeah, cartoons I've ever seen.